Good evening and welcome in to the Mystic Lotus and Dragonflies Awesome Healers Training Summit. We return with how to become a Karmic Light Warrior in 5 minutes. Yes, 5 minutes, because that is how fast and how swiftly word medicine works. Word medicine, aka the decrees, are words said to heal, clear, attract, and manifest. It is the language of light, the language of ascension, the language of the superconscious, working at lightning speed to make changes, shifts, and transformations happen. And yes, to heal. We witnessed that on Monday and will again today. Getting to becoming a karmic light warrior in 5 minutes, it does require an understanding of karma, light, and warrior, individually and in its totality. The understanding of karma takes a lifetime of studying and experience, and we're so lucky to have a teacher, an expert right here to guide us on even beginning to understand it. If you missed Monday's call, do take some time out to go through it, and don't worry, we will be repeating a few things that will help you get a summary as well. There was something that was done on Monday's call, and I'm hoping it will be done today as well. With our fingers, we were guided to energetically make Lord Shivji's tilak on our forehead. The tilak is considered to be very auspicious and sacred in Hindu culture. It stands for many things, including good fortune, victory, enhancing intuitive powers, and creating a protective shield around the person's aura. And most importantly, is a reminder that the divine resides in all of us, that beyond all other species of life, it is the human body that can think about and actively pursue, amongst many things, spiritual journey or efforts on the same. And therefore, every activity we do should be done with the same sacredness that we apply tilak. Why have I just gone in this direction for a moment? Just consider this. Body as the temple, the divinity within, sacred activity, karma. Makes sense? Put it in the group if it makes sense. But wait. For those who were live on the call and for those who have managed to catch the replay, what's your takeaway been from that call on Monday? And did you do the 2-minute body alchemy or the cow medicine, circle of life, O2, and viper? Have you been consuming turbocharged water or even bathed with it? Share with us on the Telegram group. We will, of course, for all those who do not know about turbocharged water, be doing that as well today. We're going to deep dive into Karmic Light Warrior once again in a few minutes. Coming up on the call, a recap, karmic quiz, decree work on the results of the quiz, types of karma and the way we do karma, and lots more. And to make that happen for us, of course, we have the OG herself, the owner and sharer of word medicine, retrograde specialist, moon worker, OG creator of many life-changing programs, the only practitioner doing 5 and 10 minute speedster lightning sessions, because that is how quickly word medicine works. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for and join me in giving a warm Mystic Lotus welcome to the fabulous Nidhu B Kapoor. Drum rolls, please. Hi, Nidhu. Welcome in. Welcome back.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. It's so good to see you again. And like Nidhu asked, is there anything that you did do from Monday's call? Did you repeat it on Tuesday? How were you? We did have some comments on the group. We had some reactions that took place the next day, because remember, we received quite a bit of clearing that day. And And yes, just like that day, we will begin today as well with the application of the energetic tilak. And the energetic tilak for today, because it's a Wednesday and it's okay. Even if you're catching this replay on another day, that's absolutely fine. Like Monday was Lord Shivji's tilak, today will be Lord Vishnuji's tilak. Lord Shivji in the Trinity is the Lord of destruction. Lord Vishnu in our Trinity is the Lord of sustenance. His consort is Parvati Ma. And just as Lord Shivji's tilak also included a central part which had to do with his consort, Parvati Ma, today you are just going to take your finger and you're going to draw you.
We actually have a physical demo because you're wearing your bindi like that.
So you're going to draw you and let your fingers touch your forehead. So you're going to draw the U, draw it to the top. And then in the center with your thumb, you're just going to go upwards. So always two parts of the tilak for the god as well as the goddess, for the balance of the yin and the yang. And normally when you apply a tilak, it is applied with certain materials. Didn't want you all to have to go look for it. Everybody is not familiar with this part of our culture as well. But I found that using our fingers as well started doing things to us. So if you need to take just a moment to apply it one more time, because we will be in silence for 30 seconds after that, I want you to see what reaction happens in the body. Go ahead. You're most welcome to tell us how it is. But before that, we must invoke once again the blessings of all our gods, ascended masters, guardian angel, guiding spirits, our totem animals, our totem plants to be with us at this point. So Namaskara Mudra, everybody. Once done, you will take it to your higher third eye. You will bring it to your heart chakra, and only then will you open your palm. So Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha.
Now, while we wait for people to write in, it happened on Monday, it happened today. It was instantaneous. When Shivji's tilak was done, I just felt it instantly here. And this, even while letting the finger touch when the finger went, there was an instant sensation there. There was this warmth, there was this coolness, there's action, there was something happening.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I trust everybody else felt it as well. And by the way, you can feel it anywhere. You can feel it in your heart center. You can feel it in your belly. You can feel it in your thighs. You can feel it in a goose fleshing on your arms. You can feel it anywhere. Basically, we have invoked a very sacred frequency into our bodies, which is why 30 seconds were for imbibing that. We're going to, before anything else, we're going to do a recap, but like I think Dilu also said, that day after we did the tilak, we also did like a quick demonstration of how word medicine works and how speedily it works. And so everybody, by the way, Nilu, is there any comment to read? Because
yes, people have responded to today's Lord Vishnu's tilak. Nidhu, before I call those out, before you go into into the demonstration of the decrees, you have to do the turbocharged water again,
Correct.
especially for all those who've joined us for the first time today.
Correct.
Quickly telling you, Gunjan wrote, relaxed on the forehead. Mona said, deep sense of calm and peace. Vinita said, feeling more grounded. And as Neelu said, felt something happening. Deepika said, serenity. Renita says, calm and peace in the crown area. Jeshi felt it on her lips. Tripti says, some energy passed through the body. Chandrika says, swirling DNA-like structure on upper half of body. Yamini, I remember now, 24532 is Yamini. Feeling calm. And Heidi says that she felt sensation in her jaw. And Nidhu, I think you just, before you go into the turbocharged water, you took over half my job, because I was actually going to ask you, then Monday we started in this manner, and we actually, experienced the rapid release and relief with the decrees, and we did all this amazing. Are we going to start like this today? You read my mind, and I said, yes, I will be taking care of this. Do not worry. And you took care of it.
We will. We definitely will, including with the turbocharged water, because that's also one of the first places where you will see how word and word medicine works in order to change the water to make it more healing for you. It's as simple as this. In the mouth of your glass, in yesterday's call, you will see me do it with a bottle. Today, I'm using a glass. In the mouth of the glass, everybody, yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. Yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. Yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. On the sides of the glass, you are going to write with your fingertip, joy, love, happiness. It's okay. Even if it's a slightly long word, just turn it and write it. And now you've written over here. So turn to the opposite side, and over there, make 3 exclamation marks. You will then need to swirl your glass or use a swirler. You can use a spoon as well. You can use a stirrer as well. And cheers, have a sip. See how cool it is. See how fresh it feels. See how smooth it feels. See how silky it feels. Oh my gosh, even though it was already charged.
Yeah, true. It was already charged. Yeah.
Something it does to it, right? Like you can make out the healing coolness. And like we had fun on Monday's call, just try and smell the water. See what smell comes. And tell us, how is it? How is it for the new ones? How is it even for the oldie goldies who know how to do this, who are doing this every day? In fact, I spoke to someone who's been quite regular with word medicine. I spoke to Dilly. We caught up after a very long time. She's just doing amazing. Life has just gotten better and better. She's going to be traveling with her husband. And she was like, the one thing I do steadfastly every day is my bottle. Yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. Yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. Yes, I'm healthier and wealthier now. She said, I have not stopped doing that from the first time that it happened. And Dilly's come from having physical stuff going on, financial stuff going on, to having things continuously just fall into place for her. In this market, she has been able to sell her place in this market. They have been able to make arrangements with Miles to be traveling to 4 different places abroad without paying a single penny. It's been just amazing. It was just so fantastic. Dilly, if you catch this on the replay, hi again, girl.
Yeah, hi Dilly, long time.
Yeah, long
time. And Jessie says she's also doing this without paying the turbocharged water. In fact, so do I. It is the one thing I'm consistent with.
And just by the way, when you turbocharge your water like this is for the entire family. Let us say that you want to turbocharge your water for your specific requirement. So we have some like that as well. We have some for weight release. We have some for money attraction. And we haven't yet done one for relationship harmony. But our program coming up is 2 weeks of health work, 2 weeks of wealth work, 2 weeks of relationship work. We will separately turbocharge our water 3 ways in this time as well.
All the more reason for you to catch package B with a 90% savings, but we will come to that later.
We'll come to that. Whatever it is that you take notes around, there are always multiple levels of that. So for example, for those of y'all who did try the Be Okay, My End, huge shout out to Gunjan. She did it for her legs. She realized something was happening in the stomach. She shifted to the stomach. She was absolutely fine. Didn't take her more than 1.5 minutes. Am I right, Gunjan? Fantastic. Basically, she's already a karmic light warrior. She's just attended the call. She's done it. It is that simple. It is only in the practice and how you'll apply it for other people that you need to invest a little bit of time in. But everybody, decree for everybody, today's decree for everybody, think of a situation that's bothering you, even if it's a body part. Situation, person, body part, an emotion, a thought, something from your past. Just think of it. Give it a number. Don't put it down yet. Give it a number from 0 to 10, where 0 is not at all and 10 is very high. How much are you being bothered by it? Yeah, so write it down on your notebook, write it on a scrap of paper, because this is going to go. You're going to be putting this piece of paper away. And your decree for today is a very unique use of a pronoun. A pronoun is how I address someone else, you, him, her, they. These are pronouns, right? So normally when you do your work and you use words like affirmations, the decrees are not affirmations. But when you use affirmations, for example, you will say, right? You will say, I am rich, right? You will say, I'm healthy, wealthy, wise. You will do that, right? This one, and you're going to say it exactly the way I asked you to say it. And I want you to see the difference it makes. Everybody's got their problem and number?
Yes.
Yes? Yes? Okay. So 3 words only. And we will say it 5 times. You is the first word. And you will say you. So you will not say I. You will say you. You are, second word. Healing. Third word. You are healing. 5 times with me. You are healing. 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 Hydrate, please. And give it 10 seconds.
And while we're giving it 10 seconds, Nidhu, Nidhi said vanilla and cinnamon is what she smells. And Nidhi, coincidentally, vanilla and cinnamon is what I smelled on Monday. And Mamta Binaipur says it's a lovely woody fragrance. And Chandrika says, can we charge all bottles for all? Yes, of course. It's a general charge. You can just say it across all the bottles. I know this. You have to get the water to move, but I'm saying stand on top of a filter also and say it.
Yeah. And you can say it while filling your bottles as well. Then you don't have to shake it. Then you don't have to swivel. Then you don't have to move it around, because then the messages are there in each and every cell of the water. People, please check your situation, your body part, your whatever it was that you chose for the clearing. What was the number then? What is the number now? How are you feeling? Actually, you know what? Hang on. I'm going to give you the next one as well. You are healing. It is healing. So it is healing also 5 times. It is healing. 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 Hydrate again, please. Our dearest new ones, first of all, welcome in. Please know that you will be asked to take many sips and gulps and drinks of water.
Which is why it's a good idea to charge the bottle and keep it next to you so we can keep pouring it into the glass.
Correct. And everybody on YouTube, yellows.
Hello. And Anubha says we are charging again. Anubha, it's been demonstrated again for everybody who's not seen it yet. And you should do a daily, as soon as the bottle gets over, refill it with the charge. As simple as that. Right. And okay, so Mamta, for whom the water smells like peach, has written in saying she's feeling light.
Good. Good.
And
yeah. Now take a look at your story, at the problem. What was the number? And what's your sense of this story now? If it was a body part, if there was pain somewhere, what's happened to that? What is the new number now? And what's your sense around this situation?
Do you want them to give, because is there one more step coming up? Do you want their numbers now? Or
how well you know me, girl. No, 2 parts to this. You are healing, it is healing. 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 Check.
So people had written in, Naya wrote, feeling calmer and lighter. In fact, Naya was one of the people on Monday when we had the first round who had gone to 0, right? With, I think, I forget, but whatever she'd gone from 6 or 9 to 0. Heidi had gone from 9 to 0. Fantastic. Naya had also gone to 0. And that was Monday. So, and Naya is feeling calmer and lighter. Gunjan is feeling something at the heart chakra. Kavita says, the water smells of jasmine. Vinayaka says, I'm blank about the number, but I'm feeling a lot of palpitations. Bhavna says, betrayal from 10 to 7. Mona says, the problem bothering me was at 8, but now it's not bothering me mentally. Not given a subsequent number. Jolly says, headache from 5 to 1.
Yeah, I'll just interrupt for a moment because somebody said palpitations, right? And somebody also and Gunjan also mentioned the heart chakra. Don't want you to have to bear and get scared of palpitations. Just say, be okay, my palpitations. Be okay, my palpitations. Be okay, my palpitations. Quickly have 2 more sips of water and check. It will subside pretty rapidly. Sorry, Neelu, to have interrupted. Please say.
Not at all. And okay. Jolly's headache has gone from 5 to 1. Yamini, body part not been mentioned, gone from 9 to 6. Naya today says it was 5 down to 1. Vinita says there was leg pain from 10 to 4. Yogita says from 10 to 3, feeling like a solution is on the way. Uma had pain in the left hand. It's gone from 8 to 3. Heidi is feeling hopeful. Chandrika says 10, but I thought about a situation, cannot say, but that's absolutely fine. That is absolutely fine. And Trupti says it was 10 gone to, please do the dance. Please do the dance.
0. And it will, again, right? Now you brought in an instruction, you took your medicine, the healing started. So to know what to do next as well, right? Whether it is be okay or whether it is the other word medicines that are going to come up. But cow medicine is something everybody's got to get completely comfortable with. So whichever body part is still pending, you're just going to do circles with your right hand. Just do circles around it, whichever body part is protesting or whichever body part is distressed right now. I'm just going to do that. You're going to finish with O2, which is a symbol of oxygen. So circles of life, these are circles of life. Circles of life, circles of life. So you're going to do, and you're going to finish it with O2, and then you're going to do the body alchemy. And while the body alchemy is recommended for about 2 minutes, it's okay. Just do it a few times. Right hand, palm facing outward, and the body part that is having the angst. So let us say, because this is easiest for my camera, let us say it is this part. I will just wave my hand in front like this. Don't turn the palm towards your body. Your palm has to be outside. And just see, just give it a minute and see.
And also, Nidhu, reminder, because a lot of us are on video, if you're doing it with the video on, keep the palm away from this thing, or keep your video off for the few seconds that you're doing it. Otherwise,
turn away from the video.
The other person ends up receiving what you're sending out.
So you mustn't dump it in our ground, right? You must put it elsewhere.
Right.
Okay. So while you all finish processing this and come back and tell us how it is, let's do a rapid recap. And the rapid recap is this. It is that we are at a stage of evolution after 4.5 billion years of evolution having taken place. Like when Earth was formed 4.5 billion years ago, we only had light and air, space. This is the space, right? When you put your hand out and there's nothing, that is space. When we had space and we had water. And then a billion years later, there was bacteria. And then another billion years later, there was some sense of an animalistic creature. Then about 50 million years later, there were plants. Then another 50 million years later, there were the beginnings of animals as we know it today. And then the animals themselves began to get further and further classified. So whether it was bacteria single-celled or even like earthworms, whether it was mollusks, whether it was snails, whether it was fish, whether it was birds, whether it was amphibians, reptiles, mammals, to which is the category that we belong to. And as anybody who may have paid attention in their class 8 biology, our biology text classifies human beings as Homo sapiens and part of the mammals of the animal classification. Human beings have not been given a separate classification because when you understand the evolution of life, we too are coming from the animals, the plants, the elements. As evolution took place, oxygen levels in our atmosphere went up, fire was created, metal was discovered. Almost 6,000 years back, the Industrial Revolution changed how agrarianly we were living, which is primarily based on agriculture. Industry meant that things were now being mass-produced and traded across countries and continents. And from the industrial age, we are now evolving into the IT age. We're evolving into the information technology age, but it doesn't mean that the industrial age is getting over. The industrial age is very much there. Industries are now turning to digital processes to make sure that their industry carries on a certain way. Evolution being a school. When you go to kindergarten and you go to class 1, and you go to class 2, and you go to class 3, and you go to class 4, it doesn't mean that kindergarten to 3 has gone away. You build on who you are. Evolutionary terms, in evolutionary terms, that means I am plant and animal as well. I've just built on it. In karmic terminology, this gives rise to something known as tendencies. And tendencies is important to understand because your tendencies are how you live your life. If your tendency is to be an artist, you will find some way or the other to develop your art. If your tendency is to put on weight, do as you will, you end up putting on weight. If your tendency is to be interested in science, you will chase scientific pursuits. Your tendencies decide what you're going to do, who you're going to be, your tendencies come from your karmas. And therefore, you will have a certain amount of plant tendencies, certain amount of animal tendencies, both are very important, certain amount of humane tendencies. In the entire hierarchy of all the creatures that exist, all the classes that exist on the school of earth, we, as we are today, we're only 6,000 years old. Therefore, our evolution is still very much underway. It is very much evolving. For us to take a look as to where we've come from and make a choice around what we want to do about our tendencies, because it's a tendency. It's not written in stone. But your tendency will have a tendency to overrule much. When you try to change something that is your tendency, you will be moving away from some amount of authenticity, right? If your tendency is to play sports, if your tendency is to be more interested in sports than in academics, it's going to take a very long time to make your tendency academic. So some amount of academic tendency will come in, but you will always have to honor the tendency to be playing sports or being interested in sports. Your tendency is also your authenticity. Sometimes we look at somebody and we think, wow, what a life they have, like Beyonce is so lucky, she gets to travel, she's got this cool husband, they're like royalty in the music industry, but you can't sing at all. So your authenticity is to look at some other role model while being inspired by the way something has happened in some other industry. Your tendencies, your karma gets revealed in a number of ways. By the day you are born, by your zodiac, by your family, by your community, by your city, by your gender. And even though women are breaking all the rules that had been put on them over the last 7 million years, the fact is that you will still have tendencies that are unique to you. The reason we want to take a look at plant tendencies and animal tendencies is because in order to understand what karma is, you need to know where you're coming from and where it is that karma is trying to send you. Karma is an eternal law. So you can't pray to it. You can't do anything about it. Eternal law is like gravity and the sun rising in the east. There's nothing for you to do about it except work with it. Plant tendencies.
Nidhu, sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
I just wanted to let you know that my Canva has hung. So whenever you need the screens up, just give a heads up and Shilpa will screen share it.
Yeah, go ahead, Shilpa.
Before you went into that, I said, let me tell you that. And also, Nidhu, just a quick reminder that the karmic quiz needs to be done by people who have not done it either yet. So Yeah,
no worries. Let's do tendencies and we'll come to the quiz, because we are going to be working through the quiz today, because the quiz has a lot of your tendencies. Yeah, I'll come to the quiz. So thank you so much, already up here. So plant tendencies, like a plant just does what it has to do and it does it for everybody. Your tree does not question the fact that it has to give shade. It just gives shade. Plants also have a certain resilience to them. The desire to survive exists amongst all of Mother Nature's creatures. In my area, we had this, their development has begun, but for quite some time, we had quite a few patches of wilderness. And so we would have creepers coming onto the road. And I remember seeing this creeper halfway across the road, and I picked it up and put it back on the footpath because there are cars going by. Most people are going over the creeper, but didn't want it to be crushed by a car. keep putting it on the footpath. And when I came about a week later, this creeper had gone back on the road and had gone further onto the road. Car marks, crushed in bits and pieces, no problem. It is heading to the other side. You know, the desire to just continue, to keep growing, to keep doing what it has to do is very plant-like. Resilience is the ability that no matter what life does to you, you can bounce back quickly. Not everybody can bounce back quickly, but our plant tendencies give us that power. Because they are all nature-oriented, although some plants are meant for indoors, but they still need some amount of light. There's no plant that says, I only want to be in the darkness. Because they are nature-oriented, your plant tendencies will make you want to go out. How many of y'all love having plants? How many of y'all feel like I have to go for a walk? How many of y'all feel much better when you go to the forest and the mountain as opposed to the beach, for example? Your own attraction towards the plant kingdom will also tell you how strong your plant tendencies are. Do not complain much. Do not complain, meaning not the plants. Plants don't complain at all. But the tendency of a plant in you is that you have a desire not to complain much. You prefer not to disturb anybody else. You also prefer not to be disturbed. So you like very much that you keep your own problems to yourself, that you find ways to deal with it yourself. There is an independence to a plant person, to a plant tendency that makes you want to find solutions yourself. A plant has roots that will sink in and keep searching for that water, for that mineral, for that nutrient. It's not going to send off alarm bells. It will do its thing. It'll find its own solution. And that resilience, that independence, that need to be in nature, that stability, steadiness, sturdiness, is very plant tendency in us. Trustworthy and reliable. Are you trustworthy and reliable? You can always trust a plant. It will be there. It will do its thing. Unlike, say, animals or human beings. Do you know people who are trustworthy and reliable? Then they have good plant tendencies. Rooted for sure. The rooted is what gives the plant the stability, steady, and sturdiness. So when you have somebody who's like rock solid in your life, definitely coming from a plant, very big plant ancestry, could be coming from tree ancestry, because in the plant kingdom itself, there are many diversifications, right? You have plants, you have shrubs, you have weeds, you have hedges, you have trees. So depending on how they are, you will have a sense of their plant ancestry. And because plants in general do not require people, plants are dependent on what goes on in the universe. Sun, rain, water. They are generally not looking for people to do things for them, as are animals in the wild as well. They're also not looking for people to do anything for them, but that can make them a little people avoidant. So plant people can tend to be a little aloof, can be a little snobbish, can be a little isolated, because their requirement of people is not as high as requirement of people for animals and human beings themselves. And God's grace is that understanding of how they function with everything that is available to them. If it's raining, they will behave a certain way. If it's not raining, they will behave a certain way. God's grace always exists with those who have plants tendencies. And comfortable with silence and solitude, because no plant is speaking, shouting. This doesn't mean that plants don't have feelings. This doesn't mean that plants don't have a voice, but we do not have the machinery, or the human here is not refined enough to catch those nuances of sound. They do speak. All plants speak. Non-judgmental. A rose is a rose, whether you're smelling it, wanting to cut it, whether you're a bee visiting it, whether you're passing by it, whether you're ignoring it. A rose is a rose, and it will spread its fragrance, completely unjudgmental. Clairsentient to earth. Now, clairsentient to earth translates in us as clairsentience as well. And by the way, animals also have clairsentience as one of their tendencies that become one of our psychic powers. But clairsentient to earth is like you have tulips or you have oak leaves. When it's about to rain, the oak leaf starts curling up. Tulips close and fall down because they can't have water touch them inside, or they won't blossom any further. They are not able to have water inside them. So they close and come down. You have trees like the caged tree, and the caged tree can predict earthquakes. That's how clairsentient it is. The caged tree is now being put in various parts of our country which are prone to earthquakes, because the caged tree's leaves, like you can see its color right now, it becomes paler. Like the tree becomes like a gray
color signal.
Yeah, so it has a color signal. So this clairsentience, and obviously, right, because they are grounded in earth, they are working with earth. So when you know how to look at a plant, they are able to tell you how the next day is going to be, whether it's going to be hot, whether it's going to be cold. The rhododendron leaves are absolutely open if it's going to be quite hot. So you know how the day would be. And this clairsentience translates into our clairsentience as well. But not, and of course, everything is God's gift. So not that, wow, I have this clairsentience. I have it because in kindergarten, I had this plant teacher. And from there, we evolved. And animal tendencies are the bigger part of our world. And you will see as you read animal tendencies, because animal tendencies have the ability, one, they have more choice, they have wider territory. The steadiness, stability, sturdiness, rootedness, groundedness of that person who comes from the plant ancestry, who has more plant ancestry. We come from both plant and animal ancestry. That person tends to be a little bit rigid and inflexible, right? That's the whole point of being rooted. That's the whole point of being steady and stable in one place. They don't like too many surprises, they don't like too many changes. They don't want lightning to be happening. And therefore, their sense of territory is underground. But for animals, their sense of territory is on the ground and continuously increasing. So, for example, the territory of a turtle is the ocean. I mean, what is that measurement of territory? The territory of a dog, the territory of a cat, the territory of a lion, the territory of a gorilla, the territory of a ram, the territory of a fish. You see, territories start becoming bigger, smaller, depending on where you are on the evolutionary scale. Because we have so much mobility, and by the way, we get our mobility from animal tendencies, from animal ancestry. Our territory can be anywhere, right? You can settle anywhere you want. You may have reasons not to, but you can settle anywhere you want. Movement is possible for you. For us as human beings, movement is also the ability to learn. Because if you're going to go to Rome, then you must learn French, Italian. You must learn Italian, right? If you're going to go to Rome, you must get familiar with their culture. You must get familiar with their food. So this may or may not be learnable is the same as may or may not be movable, because in the animal kingdom, you also have the sloth. Sloth doesn't do anything. It just, वो वहीं के वहीं पड़े रहते हैं. It's just there. And we can be like that as well. Couch potatoes sometimes, right? Please don't talk to me today. Let me just be here in my t-shirt riding up my belly, my one leg over the sofa edge, my shorts, my torn shorts. Don't want to take a bath, don't want to do anything. Once in a while, we all have this, right? As a human being with this kind of animal ancestry, we want to be learning, moving all the time, except when we're sleeping. But even sleep is healing, which is why that's the one thing babies do the most, because healing is how you grow and growing is how you heal, and babies do both. So there is always movement. Your body never sleeps. Your body doesn't sleep till it's time to go to another adventure. Psychic powers. Oh, 8 psychic powers. And when Nilu saw this, Nilu was like, I'm going to be asking you questions about these 8 psychic powers.
Yeah, it was the first thing that popped out. I was like, psychic powers? 8 psychic powers? Waiting for the call, have to know.
Right. We have 10 psychic powers. 2, 3 of these can be bunched into a couple of others. But if you kept them completely open, we have 10 psychic powers. 8 of these are from the animal kingdom. Which 8? When I tell you the 8 psychic powers, you will say, of course, it has to be. First of all, one more time, clairsentient to earth. When there is a drought, rabbits stop breeding. You know, they are the world's most prolific breeders. They stop breeding. When the drought passes, they start breeding again. How do they know? And not like after the drought has come, 1 month after the drought has come, and now there is really no food. It's before the drought comes. Rabbits will hold back on their breeding. Insects start behaving very funnily before earthquakes. Birds start behaving very differently around meaning not that earthquake has happened and they're behaving differently, before it happens. Once on an island, and if somebody will Google search and tell me which island this was, on an island, a couple of researchers taught some monkeys to wash their fruit before eating. Because it was an island, there's the sea water there. They showed the monkeys how to take off the dirt from there. So the monkeys started putting their food, dipping the food into the sea water, into the plain water, then peeling it and having it. Barely some weeks later, neighboring monkeys on another island started doing the same thing. Incredible, right? Telepathy. Messages through water. Let me tell you the 10 psychic gifts we have. There is, of course, clairaudience. Clairaudience is sound. Do human beings hear better? Do animals hear better? Can your hearing match the hearing of your dog, who will come running to the door because he heard a footstep before somebody landed up at our door and rung our bell? Bats have extra, because bats send out a signal, and they have what is known as an echo chamber response. Like they have things pinging off from objects coming to them. So clairaudience, the ability to be able to hear properly, not properly, the ability to be able to hear divinely. Right? You've seen how the dog's ears perk up, right? If you're engrossed in Netflix, somebody has to come and tap us on our shoulder and give us a fright before we realize that they're there, right? But a dog will know. You know, a dog can start growling because a dog, and I'm giving the example of dogs, but it is true for many other animals in the animal kingdom, especially the terrestrial animals, right? Clairsalience, the ability to smell with divine depth. Who can smell better than us? Please tell us.
As in animals, as in the animal kingdom?
In the animal kingdom, who can smell
Right.
better than me? Anybody who wears better perfume. But, but in the animal kingdom, everybody smells better than me.
Right.
This is not my gift. It is a gift of evolution from my animal kingdom. There are animals who can smell the difference between poisonous and non-poisonous food. Cows can do that. The smelling ability of an animal also lets them know if it's a predator. So if you've noticed, sometimes the deer will come to a halt in the forest and put their snout up.
Yeah, like sniffing the air.
Sniffing the air. Is that a predator? Animals can also smell mates. Who over here has found their soulmate like that?
Unless and until they were wearing Chanel number 5, I do not know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It is a gift from there. Claire Augustans. Claire Augustans comes from gustans. Gustans is the gusto with which you enjoy, relish your food because of how it tastes. Claire Gustans, Claire Augustans. The catfish, this lowly creature, black, looks like somebody put a tadpole on steroids. Bottom feeder. Catfishes don't come up. And all catfishes are required if you have tanks with a few fishes, because catfishes are cleaners. They are scavengers of the seabed. Bottom feeders, a catfish has 1,000,000 times more taste buds than human beings. Even cats have more, although cats don't have taste buds for dessert. So cats rarely eat dessert. A dog has at least 30,000 more. Right? And of course, dogs are also attuned to certain kinds of foods, right? Like, I remember we had one dog, small little Pomeranian he was, but God, he could sniff out the tiniest piece of chicken in a bowl of rice.
Yeah, no, mutton.
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 His nose would just go there. Gulp it, rice is sitting there. There was no way, how much ever we shredded it, how much ever we put it together, there was no way he was eating any of the rice. He would only have the mutton, smell and taste, flavor of the mouth. Clairaugustance, clairsentience, clairsalience, clairaudience, clairvoyance does not come to us from animals. Because while insects have compound eyes and see more colors than we do, like insects can see, I think, 21 more colors than we can, or 50 more colors than we can, because our color is primary to the Vibgyor scale, right? The colors of the rainbow, the colors of the 7 chakras. So insects see many more colors, but they do not have a sense of clairvoyance. They cannot predict the future because of what they are seeing. So clairvoyance is ours. Clairempathy is ours. Because empathy is not something you get from the animal kingdom. It is something that comes from the angelic realm, the realm of humanity, humaneness. That if somebody is in pain and suffering, I have empathy for them. Animals have no empathy for the other. In fact, weakness in the law of the jungle is not allowed, which is why we as well can see somebody who's being anxious and weepy and get completely irritated. Like, oh God, what does this person need now? But all they are being is vulnerable. Vulnerability is frowned upon in the jungle. The vulnerable one is the first one who is going to be thrown out, or the first one who's going to be killed, or the first one who's going to die. Because the vulnerable ones weaken the entire pack. And therefore, there is no empathy. So clear empathy is also ours. And clear empathy is what gives you clear cognizance. Clear cognizance is how you know what you know without knowing how you know it. If somebody says, but how is it? Prove it to me. You cannot prove it. Clear cognizance is ours. It is possible that animals have clear cognizance, but they can't tell us, so we don't know. But everything else, the ears, the smell, the taste, the ESP, the sentience, the telepathy, is all from our animal ancestry. Thank you, animal ancestry. Thank you, animal ancestry. Thank you, animal ancestry. Thank you, plant ancestry. Thank you, plant ancestry. Thank you, plant ancestry. And all of us, only 3 times, you are going to say, thank you, my plant ancestry. And then 3 times you're going to say, thank you, my animal ancestry. Just say it, see where you feel it in the body.
Thank you. Nidhu, while people, there are, whenever you're, whenever you're ready to close in on the recap here, just let me know, because there are 2 questions, there are 2 things that have popped up for me that I definitely want to ask you. One is around judgment and one is around the humanity. So whenever it is okay for me to ask that, let me know.
As soon as everybody is, let us know how it made them feel.
Right. And also, when you were mentioning all these, there are all these are cases, these are facts that have happened. And I have them here. So there's all this behavior of animals, right? Before earthquake, you've already mentioned it. I'm just giving 1 or 2 examples. For example, in Japan, innumerable rats were seen every day in a restaurant in Nagara city, which suddenly disappeared on the evening prior to the Nobi earthquake of 1891. I mean, forget that saying of rats deserting a sinking ship. This literally, they did desert, except it was on land. Yeah, and dogs, as early as 1886, a seismologist named Milene, I'm not sure how to pronounce it, had mentioned that dogs escaped from the city of Talcahuano in Chile before an earthquake of 1835.
Like escaped, they left.
Yeah. Even birds, flocks of birds flew inland before the Chilean earthquakes of 1822 and 1835.
Amazing.
So,
The appearance of cockroaches in the house. Here and there, maybe even if here and there you find one, also pay attention, because cockroaches come when there is negativity, and often if there is black magic done, then cockroaches can start showing up. They are not showing up because they brought the black magic. They're showing up actually because they can eat the black magic. They are trying to be there to make sure that your house is better protected, but their appearance will let you know that you got to get a check done. You got to get your house scanned. You got to get yourself scanned. You got to take a look at your general attitude in life as well. If it's becoming too negative, these creepy crawlies and cockroaches will start showing up in the house. Again, they come for us, right? Because they are also part of us. Like, we don't want to think we're part of cockroaches, but they are part of our animal ancestry. So they show up in order to make sure that things are easier for us at home. They show up to do whatever kind of cleansing they can do as well. Okay. So this thing, did I finish the full list of psychic powers?
No. It's still okay. Sorry, full list of psychic powers. You did the clairsentient earth, telepathy, clairaudience, clairsalience, clairaugustinence, and you mentioned claircognizance, clairempathy, and clairvoyance, not coming from the animal kingdom, but from the angelic realm, the realm of humanity and humaneness, from where I would ask my question. But yeah, you mentioned 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Clairsentient to earth, telepathy, clairaudience, clairsalience, clairaugustinence. 5.
Augustins.
Augustins.
Telepathy as well.
Telepathy I mentioned. So
No, that's ESP. So ESP, telepathy.
okay.
So ESP, telepathy, yes. So like I said, right, like some of these can be bunched in together, like empathy, claircognizance can be bunched in together. Like the two that we have are clairvoyance and this claircognizance. Claircognizance, empathy go very much together. Clairsentience is the ability to be able to sense or feel what the other person is feeling, but not necessarily as empathy. Empathy is when you love somebody, you're connected to somebody, they're not near you, but you know exactly what's happening. Like sometimes mothers can have this with their children, right? Like you just suddenly, you get worried. Is my child okay? Is my child okay? Because the clear empathy of a mother makes you have a sense that something's not okay with your child. Although mothers also tend to be warriors and they can often feel like that randomly as well. But if the mother has clear empathy, she will know exactly how her child is doing. So these are 3, these are 8. So which two are left? We've got clairvoyance, ours. Clear empathy, claircognizance is ours. Clairaudience is from there. Thank you. Salience is from there, clairaugustance is from there, clair touch. So clair touch is the most unusual clair and a psychic gift, where if somebody touches you or you touch somebody, you start seeing images from their lives, or you start sensing what they had for breakfast, or you start sensing what took place in their past lives. And this ability, right? Animals don't let you touch them mostly, right? You cannot pet a snake.
Let's not be trying that.
The sensitivity that an animal has to touch is unlike any other. Like, for example, you mustn't even touch butterflies because the delicacy and fragility of their wings, because they carry pollen, is such that if you touch it, you can hurt and damage that butterfly's health. The evolution of that sensitivity to touch becomes our clair touch. It's right where, and again, not a very evolved gift for us because it is not a very evolved gift for them because they're not touching each other and making solutions and decisions. They are avoiding the touch because of their sensitivity. So for us as well, it is not highly developed. It's very rare that you have a psychic who touches you and tells you something. Although you can have psychics who ask you to bring objects from the person you want something from, because then they touch and they let you know what it is. But it is not highly prevalent. Like clairsentience. Clairsentience is way prevalent because clairsentience is way prevalent in our animal ancestry as well. You wanted to know about judgment. I want to tell you about judgment.
So judgment, judgment and judgmental. So, because for us as human beings, the moment the word judgment comes, first, another judgy thing only, the first reaction is like the judgment, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Judgmental much. Yeah. And we don't like it. We don't like being judgmental. The animal tendency, it comes from the purest part of judging. Now, you made a judgment to be on this call, right? You weren't judging, but you made a judgment. You evaluated, you gauged, you made a choice. And animals can do that, right? Like our dog, judging where that mutton is, refusing to eat the rice. And that ability to evaluate, is this place safe for me? Do I have to play possum with my tail between my legs with this alpha male. They have that ability to judge because their survivor instincts are even bigger than animals, because they have an evolved system of fight or flight. They have more intelligence. They have a bigger, more obvious brain. And that allows them to gauge a situation. Am I going to run? Am I going to bark? Am I not going to bark? Am I going to wag my tail instead? That gauging and ability to gauge, which is the best way to use this power, becomes in us a judginess, where I judge, where I have opinions on everything that I've never even done, never cooked in my life, but I'll tell you how to make a dish. Now that's very judgmental, like highly opinionated about things that I have no business having opinions on. When you judge somebody, judgment requires that you're able to evaluate many points of data, their past, their present, how it was in the morning for them, how it was 20 minutes back, how they have been for 10 years. You can meet somebody who's just lost their head in a metro and think, my God, these people, they just don't know how to behave themselves. Gosh. And you don't know that this has been one of the kindest people for all of his life, and just that morning lost his computer. When you judge, you will never ever get it right, because at no point will you ever have all points of data to make that judgment. You always want to pull back on the judginess and use the purity, the sattvic part of judgment, which is evaluate. What is the thing to evaluate? How must I respond to this person? Empathy, dharma, we'll come there. We'll come there.
And there's still I think we still have some points left in the animal tendencies. Are we going to go through that?
Yeah, let's go through that. But everybody, how did it make you feel to say thank you, my plant ancestry? Yes. Thank you, my animal ancestry.
Right. So S. Chaudhary wrote, felt the gratitude for plant ancestry in my heart and for the animal ancestry in my head.
Nice.
Chandrika writes, some whitish light in the upper body after thanking animal and plant tendency. Nice. Yati said, it's a question. So by connecting with specific animal or plant kingdom, can we develop their psychic abilities? Interesting.
Yes, you can. In fact, everybody, close your eyes. Become aware of your shoulders. Become aware of the seat of your chair, where your bum is. Become aware of the area behind your knees. Become aware of the soles of your feet, whether they're on the ground, whether they're in a sandal. Become aware of how the connection between the soles of your feet and whatever they are on is it warm? Is it cool? Is it prickly? Is it smooth? And immediately jump and become aware of the area behind your eyes. In the area behind your eyes, either a name or a sense or even a vision of an animal comes. While looking at this or sensing it, just say, thank you, take the animal's name, medicine. So if you saw an ant, you will say, thank you, and medicine. You will say it 5 times. Gently open your eyes halfway. Blink, 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 blink. Open them fully. Blink, blink, blink. Have water. And the animal gift, guidance, message that you needed right now is the one you've already gotten. And to whoever asks, can we then imbibe their gifts? Of course you can. You will just say thank you, dash, medicine, and you will see that the qualities of that particular animal will start showing up for you as well. How was it for you to do thank you and that particular animal, medicine? How did it make you feel?
Indira is written in image almost immediately saying, I'm feeling pain in the third eye by saying this.
Which animal did you see?
Indira, which animal did you see, please? Yati writes, fish it was, and I felt great. Indira, oh, lizard. Indira.
Okay, so lizards are from the reptile family, and reptile family is the precursor to the reptile family is the dinosaur. So it is very possible that you have been exposed to a gigantic, authoritative, tyrannical figure, but why fear when the decrees are near? And you will say, be okay. My third eye. You will do the cow. You will have water, and you will see. It will be fine.
And Renita's asked, is it okay if you do not see anything?
Yeah, but you'll still get something. So like I said, right, you'll see it or you'll sense it. You might even have heard it. Like a thought of an animal may have popped in as well. That's also fine. Don't have to see it because everybody does not have clairvoyance. Again, right? Because we don't really have ancestry with it. So it will take time to develop. There are not many clairvoyant people as well.
And Lotus is asked, can you see more than one animal?
Of course. And
you thank you accordingly, right? Okay. So Poonam saw the swan, Kavita fox, Indira says there's a burning sensation also. Jolly says a cow, feeling tingling in the third eye. And Indira, says burning in my feet. Excuse me.
Interesting.
Parul says, I saw black cat, felt pain in backbone. Word that popped up was protection. And by the way, I mean, this is irrelevant to this, but Black Cat Commando.
That's true. That's true. That's true. Hello, Panthers.
So it felt so good to thank a white owl, says S. Chaudhary.
Beautiful.
Jayashi says, how about cat?
Yeah, sorry, please go ahead. So Nilu's been having this with her system. It tends to hang. But thank you so much for whoever said white owl, because it reminded me that all our gods and our goddesses have a plant and animal associated with them. They have weapons as well, but they all have a plant and an animal associated with them. Till Nilu comes back and reads out your other text, people remember, be okay, my. So, if you've got a distressing symptom, and by distressing, I mean something you can't bear. Everything is not a problem. So if you have something, you'll use be okay, my. You will even say, you are healing, it is healing. You are healing, it is healing. And you have the cow system as well, and you have water always. Anytime things are too much, 2 glasses of water will change the flow completely. All right. Shilpa, can we have the animal tendencies back? So the other thing that happens in the animal kingdom, which is one of the things that impacts us a lot, is that animals, a few limited sects of mammals, elephants, dolphins, I think the blue whale, and I think even the killer whale, have some sense of family where they nourish, nurture, and they bond with their young, right? Schools of fish stay together. They make sure that there is a sense of group and tribe for the young ones. But for the most part, animals do not care for the young. They have no connection with the young. Mammals are the species where young ones are born and can be suckled. And therefore, the desire for connection is very strong in mammals. But mammals aren't a very big part of evolution. All the other species and the other species lay eggs. Yes, they sit on their eggs, they vomit, etc. But there is no great desire to be with their young. Beyond 2.5, 3 weeks, that pigeon baby is being pushed out of the neck. The crow is laying its egg in somebody else's nest. No cockroach has ever turned around to see what all have I given birth to. The tendency is to not have a relationship with the child. There are mothers, animal mothers, who devour their young. They eat their young, including some cats. There are mothers who kill their young. There are fathers who have to be removed and sometimes are killed by the mother after mating so that they don't harm the babies, so that the species procreates. But for us, that animal tendency becomes abandonment, because we, having the maximum amount of awareness, maximum amount of emotional powers, maximum amount of feelings, maximum amount of needs, maximum amount of hopes, expectations, and desires, for us, this is a disaster. Because we are not even a blink in evolution. 6,000 years is nothing in the billions of years that all the other creatures have spent evolving. 6,000 years is, well, technically 200,000 years, the first human being, but 6,000 years as we are, as we think the world is progressing, 6,000 years, and even 200,000 years, even that is not a blink. And therefore, for the parents who have had more animal tendencies than plant tendencies, we as children, and they as children as well, because their parents would have had even more animal and lesser plant tendencies, and going further and further back, there would have been more animal and less plant and less humane tendencies. The wound of abandonment is across all of humanity. There is nobody who can speak of a healthy, happy, harmonious family. Nobody. Oprah Winfrey has gone on record to speak about her problems with her mother. And after, I guess, people must have said, her peers must have said, friends must have said, yeah, her team must have said, no, you must try again, you must try again. As an adult, she did try to go back and speak to the mother. And I think it was shot and shown as well. Nothing doing. The mother couldn't care less, had no desire to reconnect with her child. And that is not the mother's fault, because when we were born in the human body itself has not evolved to a point where we can hold so many angelic frequencies, so many humane, humanitarian tendencies. And one of the things I brought up on Monday was when Moses needed guidance on what to do with these millions of people at the bottom of Mount Sinai after having crossed the Red Sea and having to bring in society. The 10 commandments in the Bible aren't be good to each other. They aren't be nice to each other. They are, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not covet, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not take the Lord's name in vain. And what that really meant was that you don't make other things God. Don't make money God. Don't make people God. Don't make lust God. Don't make love God. That God is God, and only God must be on that pedestal. Because the organizing of society was the suppression of animalistic tendencies and the evolution and upgrade of humanitarian tendencies. But you cannot tell an animal, be nice. You have to be nice. Why aren't you being nice? First, you got to take care of the animal tendencies. Narcissism, another big word that we are now getting familiar with. Narcissism is an extremely selfish, self-centered parent, family member. Couldn't care less. As long as they get what they want, they don't really care what's happening elsewhere. Unhealthy boundaries. Animals have no sense of, if an animal could go from here to Delhi, an animal would go from here to Delhi. They have no sense of boundaries. They have no sense of sexual boundaries. Incest. Incest means animal tendencies, where you do not have the capability to know that you are a parent, where you are not being able to see that you have to think of the entire family unit, where the other parent has nothing to do, does not keep the child safe, allows the incest to happen, allows the abuse, because there's also a tragedy in our lives, right? Almost 9.9% of sexual abuse is by somebody we know. 9.9 times when we've gone back and told somebody this has happened, it has been rubbished for us. It has been cast aside. It has not been given credit. 9.9 times we have been so ashamed, we've not even gone to bring it up with somebody. And this, again, right? Why must an adult do this? Or why must somebody bigger, larger than us do this? Predators. Everybody? Women? You know this word. Predators. Look at the word, right? What do we call a thief? We call them prowlers. Who are prowlers? The cats in the jungle. Again, the identification of the animal tendencies. Sibling rivalry. Why shouldn't I have shared more with my sister? I'm older and we are amazing now. I mean, there's no way we will receive without making sure the other has shared, but it wasn't like that when we were growing up. Why didn't I share more with her? Why couldn't I give her? Why must a parent have to come and explain, you must share, you must learn to share. It is not good. You are so selfish. What about the children in Africa? Because that humanitarian, humane tendencies of us are not yet fully developed. What is karma? Karma is the move from animalistic tendency to humanitarian tendencies. Just as there were the 10 commandments for the organization of society, karma as an eternal law was brought into existence so that we moved more towards the light, more towards understanding, more towards co-creating with each other and with the universe. In the Upanishads, which is one of our oldest, we have many ancient texts of wisdom in this country. The Upanishads is one sect in Vedanta, and the Upanishads say that a man becomes good by good deeds, and a man becomes bad by bad deeds. Which is, when you do a good deed, you have meritorious karma. You become good, your life becomes good, things around you become good, and vice versa. But when we have a lot of animal tendencies, then we become predators, narcissistic, selfish. Which animal is generous? Do you know, can you say, oh, this animal is so generous? Oh, this animal left it behind so that some other animal could have it. Oh, this animal is paying it forward. Animals do not know generosity. They don't need to. That's the whole point of being an animal. And because they will fight for what they want, they will fight for territory, they will fight for food, they will fight for mating, they will fight for power, they will fight to be alpha. In us as human beings, it translates into terrorism, into murders, into violence, into war. Why is there a war in Russia? And I'm not saying there shouldn't be a war. I'm saying there is a war because animal and somebody else was trying to have a humane response. Can you reason with an animal? When exposed to an animal, we also become animal. We have no choice. If you are going to be confronted by a racing tiger, you're not going to stand there to say, oh, I'm going to pray and I'm going to speak to this tiger. And I'm going to say to this tiger, back tiger, sit down. Do you not know that what you're doing is wrong? Cannot do that, right? When exposed to a tiger, our own animalistic sense of survival, fight or flight, we will also start running. And like we spoke briefly on Monday, this is also why when we are faced with animalistic people, and animalistic people are the tyrants, the bullies, the abusers. When we are faced with them, it doesn't cross our mind to leave because we also become animalistic. Then for survival, either we start dressing down, either we start removing all our own choices and our freedom so that we are safe when around them, or we also start getting into battle with them wherever we can. We fight, we flee in becoming small. We play possum, we play dead, we become victims, but we don't use our two legs and our hands and our eyes and our brain to make a phone call, get help, get support, and get out. As a human being, isn't that what's logical? And yet, we don't leave. We stay. We also stay because of karma. But the point is, when we're dealing with animal tendencies, we also become animals. There is always that one person in your family, one person in your friend circle, and you say, today I'm not going to lose my head with them. I'm going to be very patient. I'm going to be very calm. And when I speak to them, I'm going to be understanding. I'm not going to raise my voice. And 5 minutes later, after having met them, all good intentions have gone out of the window because you have no choice. If you're dealing with a buffalo, can you be pontificating on the mysteries of life? No. If you are dealing with an aggressive beast, can you be saying, why don't we sit down and have a drink together? No. You will have to be the animal in order to deal with the animal. And therein also lies our karmic challenge. And the reason to understand our ancestry is because when you take a look at your quiz, the higher your number, the more all of these are taking place in your family, these animal tendencies. But at the same time, you will also have the capacity and capability of more psychic powers. Have you ever met somebody and you thought, this is a great person, but my God, they do amazing readings. Have you ever come across somebody like that? I want to mention family quarrels here. Family quarrels, primarily around money. But if you think about it, and now think about it humanitarianly, think about it humanely, should they be fighting around money? Should they be fighting in a family, or should there be a co-creation about how to expand the money, how to grow the money, how to grow the business, how to move forward together as a family, how to do more things together that bring us joy, right? Now, when your logical brain is thinking this is what makes sense, correct? But if you're dealing with too many animals in the family, then you have no choice but to be the animal. And what do you do about karma like this? I will tell you. Rage falls under animal tendencies because animals don't get angry. Animals don't get irritated and annoyed. These are the refined versions in the family of anger that we have. Like an animal, or although a cat can express a lot of disdain, like just please, like I've seen this before, don't waste my time. Lots of disdain and can snap. but not irritation, annoyance, frustration. Animals, when they get angry, they go into rage. And again, for us as well, right? We've all had one rage episode at least, yes? We've all had one rage episode. When we've had a rage episode, that is part of our animal nature bursting out of us. Why have I mentioned sports here? Is Neelu back?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
Awesome. So why have I mentioned sports here? Quickly, can somebody tell me?
Well, because, I'm thinking humans right now, something, but I'm still going to say it, the movement, the speed, the forcefulness, competitiveness is competitive is there, right?
It is that.
Competitiveness.
Yeah. Sportsmen.
One-upmanship, yeah.
Sportsmen need to have their animal tendencies and their animal ancestry help them win. So those of us who prefer sports, it's coming from animal ancestry. It is coming from your animal family. And just by the way, we will all have certain animal families that we are closer to. For some of us, it could be fish. Like somebody mentioned fish last time as well. I don't know if it's the same person who mentioned fish today. So therefore, the water animals. Some of us, I remember cow was also mentioned last time. So for some of us, cows. For some of us, horses. For some of us, dogs. And dogs come from the wolf and fox bloodline. You'll also love wolves. Cats, obviously, from the cat lineage. But whoever it is that you're most attracted to, you know something about the bloodline you're coming from. Because when I say animal tendencies and I say animal ancestry, we have plant DNA and animal DNA. What is karma? Karma is the move from the best of plant DNA to the best of animal DNA to the best of humanitarian DNA, because nobody has the free will that we do. Nobody has consciousness like we do. A dog doesn't know it's a dog. It thinks it's human only. A tiger doesn't think it's a tiger. Whatever it thinks it is, it doesn't think it's a tiger because it cannot have that consciousness. But we do. We know it's a dog. We know this is a computer. We know it's a Zoom call. We know this is Neelu. We know I am not Neelu. We know this is Yamini. That consciousness is what is required to make these actions different. We all know these people, my lovelies. All of us have been conned at some point. All of us have been betrayed at some point. All of us have had something stolen at some point. All of us have stolen at some point, because all children have done this. Because all children are animals. They are only meant to be doing what? Eating, sleeping, playing, doing potty. That is their life. Look at your dog's life. Look at your pet's life. What else do they do? Which is why they are your permanent babies. We grow from that animal baby to a little more human baby, little more human adolescent, little more human teenager, and so on. But whatever are your tendencies are what will continue to keep developing. And in our work for karma, this word tendency is going to keep coming up. Let us take a look at humane tendencies, and then let's take a look at your quiz, and let's take a look at all of these wounds and these terrible things that have happened in your lineage and your line, and let us do clearings around it. So humane tendencies, people, and humane tendencies, humanitarian tendencies, are the best of what a human being can be. Karma is not applicable to animals. You can be born as an animal to complete karma, But karma is not applicable to animals because an animal has no freedom of choice, has no free will. Freedom of choice is required to complete karma. Freedom of choice because freedom to take action, freedom to choose a good deed or a bad deed. A rhinoceros does not have this choice. A panther does not have this choice. A cow does not have this choice. The fact that karma applies only to functioning human beings. People in coma don't have karma. Their karma might be to be in coma, but in coma, they are not adding any karma because no consciousness, no free will, no choice. Babies have no karma as well because animal, no? And take a look, my lovelies, take a look at the best of what humanity can be. And as a fun thing for yourself, tick off what all is applicable to you. How humane are you? Understand Dharma. I'll come to understand Dharma. So don't tick mark for understand Dharma because we're going to understand Dharma. But tell me how many of these are yours? Unlimited options. How many of us believe there isn't enough money? I won't make money. Other people make it easier. How many of us have changed behavioral responses in the last 25 years? That first I used to lose my head, now I don't lose my head. First I would not study for an exam, now I study for an exam. Tell me how many behavioral responses in the last 25 years. Like I'm giving you a long span to choose. And in order for you to see that it's not easy. And why is it not easy? Can somebody tell me why it's not easy? Why is it not easy to change behavior? Why is it not easy to change habit?
Because you're so set in that. And because, wait, hang on, forget being set in it. It's because you haven't evolved from your plant and animal tendencies.
Absolutely. Can you change a dog's habit? And I'll tell you this. And and we have an animal healer who will come up in our summit. But I have not seen this happen in my life. When dogs suffer abandonment, they never really recover. You can heal an animal from a wound that is physical, but the wound of abandonment, like dogs something happens to them. Even cats go mental. They go mad. Dogs lose some of their spirit. Something goes away in a dog. And the reason I brought that up is, if you ever try to change or heal an animal who is dealing with the wound of abandonment, you will see animals do not change because they are not meant to change. A peacock is not meant to be a tiger. A tiger is not meant to be a deer. A deer is not meant to be a mouse. They must all be who they are. Therefore, when we are faced with change, truly, we do not have so many support systems internally. So which is why we will need 10,000 people outside. We will need somebody to wake us up at 5 a.m. We will need somebody to remind us. We will need somebody to take our hand. We will need somebody to meet us outside the door. We will need the driver with the car to take us to... Behavioral changes are not easy, and that's okay. We are going to make it easier. We're going to make everything easier. Tell me, my lovelies, how many of these true for you? And by the way, thank you, and I'm sorry. We're going to be using as a decree, probably today itself, because I want you to see how we use thank you and I'm sorry the decree way. So you say it in a particular standardized format, and And that starts completing karma faster.
Nidhu,
Yeah, go ahead.
no, I was just going to ask you, how many are here about, how many have you put here, the option, the number?
22 or 23, I think.
22 or 20, okay, because I'm laughing because I have failed miserably. I've not even reached pass mark level.
None of us will.
Five.
Yeah, and if there is somebody who thinks they have crossed it, please let us know. Nobody is going to cross pass marks. You don't have this. Yeah.
Nidhi saying 13, Vinita saying 15.
Good. 13, 15 is also superb. And quite high. So lots of love in your life.
Yeah. Naya says 10.
In your life.
Yeah. Sorry. Naya says 10 and Anubha says 85 for some reason, which I have not understood.
I think she's mentioned her karmic quiz.
Okay.
Yeah, coming there.
Yeah.
You need to know this because then you will understand that quiz even better. The first time you have that quiz, if I'm going to write the animal tendencies are very high, you're going to wonder what that is, right? Now you will know that number gauges animal tendencies. And if you take a look at the points in animal tendencies, you will see that a lot of that is taking place in your family. A lot of it would have taken place in your ancestral lineage. Guaranteed it would have been taking place in your past lives. Coming to that. I just very quickly want to say, because we're speaking about karma, and because karma is about action and taking action, and after that, it's physics. It's an eternal law, right? So good action, good results. Bad action, bad results. But if I take an action like drinking water, and if I take this action like drinking water,
Sorry.
what do I have to do to make it happen?
You have to move your hand or move your head.
I have to complete it.
Yeah.
I cannot have an incomplete action, right? And think I've drunk the water. And because karma has to do with action, you cannot heal it. You cannot have somebody clear it. You cannot clear it. It's a law. It's like saying, I will clear gravity. You cannot clear it. You cannot heal it. You have to complete it. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
What do you complete?
The action.
Some action has started a ball rolling. And an action where I did something in the past and that ball is now continuing in this lifetime. What is the action I must complete? Either I stop this ball or I put this ball in another direction. I change the course of the action. So let us say whatever I started, and remember we all have animalistic tendencies, has given me a narcissistic friend. Because everything I have co-created. Everything that is there today has come from karma. So let us say whatever I did, I now have this narcissistic friend. It is not my job to heal and clear my narcissistic friend. It is my job to take a new action. There are two new actions, right? Either I let go of this friend or I take accountability of what I have done to have this narcissistic friend. And then I change that action. So you need healing to have a different action, but you cannot heal karma. We might here and there, colloquially we talk like that. So we may say you have to heal this karma, you have to heal that karma, this karma blockage has to be removed. But the fact is that karma can only be completed. Very quickly, before we go to the quiz, there are three kinds of karma. There are three ways we do karma, and there are three kinds of karma. Number one, most important, sanchita. These terminologies are Sanskrit. Sanchita karma is the karma you have from every lifetime till now. But you do not know every lifetime you have had. You did not even know you had animal ancestry. You did not know you have plant DNA. You did not know there is a reason why you're a tree hugger. You do not know how many lifetimes you have had. Therefore, sanchita karma is the karma of your entire set of actions from the start of point of origin of you till today. 200 million lives, 400 million lives, 1 billion lives, maybe we have bacterial DNA also. You do not know what is in this storehouse. Sanchita is your storehouse. When you have to be born, you choose some from Sanchita. Sanchita is some, because you cannot do everything in one life. So you will choose one and it will become prarabdham. Prarabdham has to do with body. Why?
Because the physical and the
how will you take action? Can your mind take action? No. Can your emotions take action? No. Both need the body. Prarabdham is your sanchita karma for this lifetime. How do you know prarabdham? Again, the day you were born, the month you were born, your zodiac, the family you were born in, the city you were born in, the community you were born in, the country you were born in, the shape, color, size, height of your body. All of this is karmic. One of the easiest ways to know your prarabdham is your horoscope. Each body system is managed by a planet. Everything in your body is managed by a planet and the planet's deity. Your horoscope lets you know which planet is friendly, which planet is unfriendly. Because when your karmic sheet was being drawn up, right? So now there is Sanchita. Now it is time for you to be born. So in this gap, there is the DNA committee. There is the karmic committee. There is Lord Saturn presiding over this. His overlord is Lord Shivji. He intervenes only if ever required, never required. Lord Saturn, with his cosmic sheets in front of him, is now aligning whatever can be taken from your sanchita into your prarabdham for this lifetime. What did you do in other lifetimes? What can you manage in this lifetime you are given? Everybody must have heard that quote, right? You're only given what you can handle. Because the science is exact. You are made a certain way in order to complete a certain karma. A dog is made to complete a dog's karma. You are made 5'9", skinny, to be a supermodel, fair, straight blonde hair, dark blue eyes, because your karma will be completed with you like this. Karma, because it's an action, everything that is an action gets added in Sanchita. This includes thoughts, feelings, intentions, behaviors for sure, because your behavior is the action, is the physical action itself, your deeds done. You know, You thought you could take that without anybody noticing, and that didn't happen. That if you did write down all the test answers in this tiniest sheet of paper and put it in your sock and not be found out, well, it's there in Sanchita. And that act of kindness, where you gave a total stranger money and nobody saw and nobody knew, Sanchita. So in Prarabdha, now you have to complete Sanchita. Now Sanchita is a sum total. So sum total of the good and the not good, the meritorious and the demeritorious. So your karma, as it starts playing out, let us say that something good happens. Again, all preordained by Sanchita. It has to complete, no? That ball can't eternally keep going. It'll stop somewhere. That good deed where you gave a needy person money, is that supposed to give you rewards for the next billion years? No. It will give you rewards for that time. So the reward time starts getting over. Next Sanchita comes. And the next Sanchita will be the challenge. Because every time you're completing a challenge, the completion of the challenge plus the meritorious karma add on to give you rewards. And so on, the maths goes. Which is why you may often think, I'm scared of the good because every time there is the good, something bad happens.
Something bad happens.
It isn't, because the good karma got over and the bad karma can also get over and the good one will start again. You want to show up in life thinking, I gotta keep doing this game to the next meritorious karma, next meritorious karma, next meritorious karma, because everything you do in prarabdha while completing the karma allocated to this life, you are setting up agami karma. What is agami karma? Future forward karma. Your future forward karma, for example, you invested in your child's education. Now you have no idea whether that child is going to grow up to do something with that education or become a stripper. You have no idea. But you have done a punya. You have done a meritorious karma. It will play out. Depending on the merit of the karma, it will play out in this life or it will join Sanchita karma. And the cycle will continue because it is a law. Karma is an eternal law. There is no point where I'm going to look forward and say the sun is not going to rise or gravity will no longer exist, or if I drop something from a height, it won't fall down, because that's also a law, right? Part of gravity. That if I drop something, it's not going to fly upwards. It's fall down. Like that, karma is eternal. And this, where the humanitarianness is coming in, animalistic tendencies are going down. This law and order is Ishvara's law and order. Karma is a way life is maintained on earth. When your karma shows up for you, what can you do? We will take a look at that. Tell me, what are the results of your quiz? And which is the sentence in that quiz that affected you the most? That was like either it gripped you or resonated fully with you, because that sentence is the sentence where we will begin to change your demerit to your merit. How will we do that? I will do, but first, everybody, water break, washroom break, grab a quick bite, 5 minutes only, and come back.
Right.
Neelu, did you want to tell me something? But everybody else, you all can. Neelu can just read it out to me.
Yeah, so earlier on when you'd asked about the humane, I mentioned till Vinita and others had written in. Sunita And Bindu said 15. Yamini said 14. Umara said 11. Jeshi said 5. And Nidhi actually wrote, how about a quick break about 5-10 minutes ago? So Nidhi, it took time for that message to reach Nidhu before I could read it out to her, but it reached her and the break is happening. I hope you're still here. And where is the quiz? We will just post it again in the group. Shilpa, can I request you to do that? Anybody who's not taken it, please do take it right now. Nidhu, you have 5 minutes though.
Yeah.
Waterloo snack quiz. So
everything.
Right. And in fact, Sonal and Nidhi have already put their results in, but I'm keeping it there right now.
Right.
I'm holding it to bring it up in 5 minutes.
Fantastic. So 5 minutes, people. Catch you again. Break ke baad. Hi again, everybody. Let's get the show back on the road. Now we're coming to the meat of it all.
Hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
And by the way, I don't know if you caught it, but this is before the recording had started, and I told everybody how I wanted to say hello with saying, "Hello, how are? Word medicine kha ke jana."
It's a reference to.
Everybody got it at that time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Khichdi and Supriya Pathak. She's too much. I love her. All right. So fortunately, that is within a few seconds, and we're not going to have any copyright infringement put on. Okay. All right. So here is what I go. I should just go straight into what people have written with their results and what resonated, right? Yeah. Okay. Awesome. So Nidhi wrote 96. And the most that stood out for her that she resonated with was trying many things but not seeing results. Sonal has not given the score, which is absolutely fine. People feel comfortable to give your score. Trying many things but not seeing results and trouble with workers. Jyoti says 1 and 3 I resonated most. Unfortunately, just below that is the quiz, so I can tell you what 1 and 3 is. You literally feel blocked and desperately want to change a situation or person. That was Jyoti. Then we have Ruchi, 84, literally feel blocked. Payal, 64, unable to move out of toxic relationships. Anubha, frequent unexpected loss, tried many things. Anjali, 24, waiting for something or someone to show up. Jyoti, 76, Jyoti is given her score, 76, feeling blocked and desperately want to change the situation. Deepika has just mentioned score 48. Vinita says 24, harsh inner critic. Chandrika says my score was 12. Family disharmony, but not pets with disability. Deepika says mine is 60. For me, it's number 2, trying many things but not seeing results. Okay, so I think this is the third or fourth who has said the same thing. Yamini says 76, literally feel blocked, which is again a repeat, as in somebody else has said it before. Trying many things, not seeing results, has shown up again. Health problems getting worse, receive lesser for the work put in. Yamini is put in 4. Then some, okay. SR says 40 to 59 is my range on the karma quiz, but has not given any sentence. Uma says 5, unable to save and invest money, but always have enough when I need. Harpreet says I have number 8 and 18 are issues here. Do you remember what 18 and 18 are? I can scroll back up and read it out otherwise. Hang on, give me a second.
It's okay. It's okay. Go ahead.
It's okay. All right. Scrolling back again. Kavita says time management needs work. And Kavita is 20, number 20 in that list, or is 20 your score? I'm not sure. Ruchika says my score is 80. Trying many things but not seeing results. Oh, this is definitely by far showing up the most. Yeah. And she's put in a few more saying avoiding someone, feeling blocked, health problems getting worse, desperately want to change a person or situation. And SR wants an explanation on number 9. Jesse says number 9 is, give me a moment, regrets showing up. Regrets showing up.
You want an explanation for that?
That's explain number 9, please, is what they've written, SR.
Yeah, like the regrets showing up, like you've started reminiscing a lot about what you should have done, shouldn't have done. Regret is always about something that could have happened but didn't happen. And
ऐसा होता तो वैसा होता.
ऐसा होता तो वैसा होता और वैसा होता तो कैसा
होता. कैसा होता. Right.
So that where your mind starts working like that.
Right. I guess it's basically you've just transgressed into the past. That's where you're living, right? Okay. Jayashree says 88. Okay. Leah says 60. Taking action is generally hard is the sentence for her. Jeshi says 88, and the sentence for her is tried many things but not getting results. Or this one's like shooting out of the roof today.
Correct.
Renita says 64, avoiding people feeling blocked is a sentence. Diana says family disharmony, and 20. So two people have written 20. So I don't know which one is I think time management was 20. So Diana has 20 your score, and family disharmony is what she's written. NS says 24, desperately trying to change the situation or person. Deborah says 64, stuck and can't move on. Heidi says 12. Most is receive lesser for the work I put in. Lotus says 20 and desperately want to change situation. Abhishek says score is 96 and taking action is genuinely hard. Namrata has written score is 40, compelled to do what you don't want to do, feel choiceless. S. Chaudhary says score is 16, resonated most with, unable to receive without feeling obligated. Tanya says 59, and hers is 1 and 25, the ones that she resonated with most. Binayfer says 76 is score, taking action is genuinely hard. And Ms. Sharma had a question earlier. Okay, I will just bring it up. Give me a moment. Tanya says 59, literally feel blocked, taking action is genuinely hard. Harpreet says unable to attract positive relationships. Sunita says not getting results, family disharmony. And Harpreet also says waiting for someone or something to show up. Nidhu, I know we're going into this right now, but this question which had been posted earlier also asked, I had asked about it earlier. It's about weight loss. No, Ms. Sharma, this call is not about weight loss and weight release, rather. It is around karma, but you know, your weight gain and release would also have something to do with karma, right? So in a way, it is connected, right?
Very much connected.
Okay.
It's not there in the list, but it will fall under trying many things but not getting results, right? Because your body is also one of them. So if you're trying to get to a certain thing with your body and not getting it, there it is.
Oh, okay. And she said, I meant about the water that we charge. Would it help? Yes, there is something on weight release as well. So
yeah, there is. There is. But in the program, it'll begin next Monday.
Right.
Yeah, there is. We will do a weight release. We will do a weight release special 2 weeks. The weight release program itself is almost 3 months to 6 months. But you will at least get an introduction to it and use the things that are already coming up, adapt them to your particular situation, because the decree is medicine, but your problem can be anything. So when I say, for example, be okay, my knee, and somebody else has said, be okay, my shoulder, be okay, my head, be okay, my palpitations, be okay, my breathlessness, be okay, and we had something in the middle, right? Yeah, palpitations only. By the way, Indira, I trust you're okay. And whoever mentioned palpitations, I trust you're okay as well.
They had written in to say, but it's gone.
Super.
You were in a flow, and I didn't want to, but they had written in. If they had written in saying not okay, I would have interrupted.
True. Correct. So whatever the medicine throws out, like when you are ill and you've taken paracetamol and you've rested, you will have a few days of weakness. You will need some more days to fully recover. You mustn't fight the body's normal procedures in what is going on. And I'll say it again, everything is not a problem. You know, palpitations are no fun because palpitations can make you feel panicky. But let us say there's a twinge over here or there's a twinge over there. As long as it is releasing and it's bearable, it will go. If you make everything a problem, then there is the animal tendency of whining. When we, as a human being, when we get used to whining, we are not interested in solutions. When we are not interested in solutions, we are not going to take different action. When we're not going to take different action, your existing karma is going to get tighter. It will start clasping you harder and harder. So things will get worse. Okay. There are 3 very important question decrees when we are dealing with gigantic situations. And the biggest one for us is tried many things, not getting results. And there are two parts to this, because not getting results also has to do with the 5 aspects of being a successful practitioner, which also has to do with being successful at anything. Even if you're not going to take this on to be a practitioner, but these things where you have 5 aspects of how it works, maybe we'll bring it up today itself. But first, I want you to try the question decrees after we have done a clearing. Because when we have a clearing, then the agitated energy, the scattered energy, the anxious energy, the annoyed, angry energy that I've tried so many things, it is not working, this person's not changing, my life is not changing, my bank balance is not changing, what is going on? That will be neutralized. Then when I ask you to give the question decrees, and a question decrees is not a question. So I'll give you an example. We're not using this decree in the karma question decrees, but so Neptune's decrees is, where is my? That is the decree. So if you've lost something, you can say, where are my keychains? Where are my keychains? Where are my keychains? Where is it? 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 And next thing you know, you'd have found the keychain. And I want you to try this, everybody. Where is my peace of mind? Okay, Neptune's number is 7. I'm going to say it 7 times. Say it 3-4 times with me, or just hear it 7 times. Where is my peace of mind? 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 Did I do 6, 7, or 8? It's okay. And you will see, try it, my lovelies, and confirm that your mind is becoming more peaceful. The decree is phrased as a question, but the answer is already in it. A question decree is where I'm not expecting an answer from you, but you may get an answer. So as you're doing this, as your mind is getting more peaceful, an answer might come. Maybe I should start sleeping earlier. Maybe I should take a break. Maybe I need to travel. Maybe an answer will come. Awesome. But the focus is not the answer. The focus is that a result already begins. Did you all feel it? When you all said, where is my peace of mind? Where is my peace of mind? Where is my peace of mind? Could you feel, after you stopped saying it, that your mind was becoming more peaceful? Yes, confirm? Somebody just say yes on the group.
Yes. Lotus has said yes.
Right? So although I asked a question, so the way that a question decree works is a little different from how it is in our normal English language. Okay? Let me begin to use the number decrees to bring down the high karmic blockages, stuckness, stress, tightness that is taking place right now. And the biggest number that was given was 96.
96, yes. And hang on, number decrees. Hello. What is that? You have to let people know.
So number decrees are like even faster. If you can, you will. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. You're going to be eating this pudding very soon. It's even faster. Basically, I'm going to take the number and ask for it to become 0. And then I'm going to give you the 3 question decrees that I want you to ask right now. And I want us to see what results we have. I'm going to do the number decrees 3 times. Yes? 96 down to 0. 96 down to 0. 96 down to 0. 90, 85, 80, 75, 70, 65, 60, 55, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Cheers, everybody. Because your number came from the quiz, I don't want you to take the quiz again today. You take it tomorrow and you post in the group. Tell me where you felt anything, if at all you felt anything anywhere. Any reaction anywhere? Yeah, go ahead.
So if something has come in, I'm just bringing that up. And even though my number was not 96, however, when you were doing the decrease, by the time you were coming towards the lower numbers and coming to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, something is like going inside.
Something will buzz, move somewhere. Some action is already taking place.
Absolutely. And Benifer has written, this is so dramatic. My phone fell, the wire got entangled in a glass and broke now as you were doing the clearing.
So negativity. Negativity, and also could be somebody's buri nazar.
Right.
Because
Now,
because
No,
curses, black magic entities, these are all karmic.
And this has happened in previous calls. So sometimes the energy is so high, the movement is so strong that, you know, we've had us dropping off the calls also.
Yeah.
Like the Wi-Fi has only gone down.
Yeah.
Like earlier also, I don't know what happened. Suddenly my screen is frozen and I'm going on talking. I'm like, why is nobody's face moving? I had to disconnect and come back. So all in good stead, all in good stead. Namrata says frontal lobe left side. She felt it there, something. Lotus says I felt dizziness on moving my head. Our believer says head downloads as okay. Chandrika felt something above the head. Renita is feeling a pain in the chest. Deepika is feeling peace in the heart. Sunita is feeling relieved.
Good.
Jyoti says, I felt why 96? Why not my number 76? Jyoti, did this feeling come to you after the clearing? Because that is the number decrease at work, right?
It is, no, but she said, why did I begin at 96? Because that's the highest. Your 76 is included in that. I started at 96 because that's the highest number to be brought up.
Shared, yes.
So your 76 is very much.
Oh, okay, correct. Right. And that's why you're the boss. And Uma says, I felt relaxed at ease. And Sonal is also feeling a tightness in the chest. So that's two people. Renita has pain. Sonal is feeling tightness. Vinita dozed off. Poonam felt something is removed. Nilesh felt it in the neck. NS says, heaviness from the crown of the head is reduced, almost disappeared. Yogita says, suddenly got the answer for my problem. And Anubha has a question that is, so basically it has to do with our belief system. Nidhu, have you understood the question? Because what has to do with the belief system? If you could give some have you understood the question? Okay.
If you're talking about karma has to do with everything. Your thought, your beliefs, your intentions, your desires, your actions, your deeds. It has to do with everything.
Yeah. Because even your thought, your intention, your belief.
Because I think it's an action. No? I'm thinking this is an action. I'm feeling this is an action. I'm desiring this is an action. Intention is a huge part of karma because you can have a bad intention and do a good thing, and it will not have the same results. You can have a good intention and do a bad thing, and it will also not have the same results. Because your intention starts your karmic accounting going. And your intention will come from your desire. Your desires will come from your tendencies. Your tendencies are crucial to how you are going through karma, will go through karma, and what you need for karma completion.
Right. Ruchika felt lots of burps. Yamini, heavy head and eyes closing. S. Chaudhary felt something in the stomach. Nilesh felt it in the back as well. And Nidhi says something on the forehead. Nilesh, back, chest. Tanya says leg spasms. Abhishek says my headache is slightly reduced. SR says headache and dizziness. Lotus says still feeling dizzy, getting stronger from my head down, going down to the body. So there's some amount of dizziness. There are two people with reaction and or either pain or feeling sensation in the chest. And yeah, others are spread across. And Nilesh is also chest. So yeah.
Right. Anybody symptoms getting worse, please have water.
So Lotus is still feeling dizzy, definitely have water. SR has gotten headache and dizziness. If it's not abating, that even if it is, you should just generally have the water.
Yeah,
right?
just have, yeah. Even if your belly is feeling a little full, have a little water and keep some in your mouth and then spit it out. I'm doing a clearing.
And before you do, Jolly says, my headache and heaviness in the forehead is on 0.
0. But dizziness is also no fun, no, like palpitations, like it can scare you a lot. I will come back to this. I will come back to this about the head. May I? Shall I give you the 3 question decrees? Yeah, the 3 question decrees. Now, when you said you're healing, it is healing. You're healing, it is healing. 1 second, my lovely, sorry. Thank you. You're healing, it is healing. And this one also has a usage of the word you. Just say it exactly how it is being said. So you will say, can you tell me what I need to know about this? And what is the this? That sentence that was the most for you. Can you tell me what I need to know about this?
How many times, Nidhu?
2-3 times.
This is the first question. Can you tell me?
Yeah. So the need to know, because how do you take different action? Awareness leads to choice. So first your awareness has to grow. Then you will know the choice. From that choice, you will know what has to be done next. But because you're working with the decrees, it is not going to be a mental effort. You will do it organically. So everybody's done it? And maybe an answer has come, maybe an answer has not come. See, we're not looking for the answer. We're looking for a shift to happen regardless. Maybe you got an answer, right? And everybody had water as well?
Okay, from the audience, at least one person say a yes, or anybody here on video, put your
hands up.
I can see them drinking water, so they've definitely done it. Like
Awesome.
Sonan and Deepika, I can see.
Awesome. Awesome. Second one. Can you tell me what I need to change? 2-3 times. Can you tell me what I need to change? Can you tell me what I need to change?
And you don't need to repeat that situation. You just need to ask it.
You know the situation, right? That's that
Right.
sentence. So you just ask. That your intention is to work through that sentence, because that sentence is now holding everything else together. When you break down your biggest wall, all the other smaller walls also start breaking on their own, which is why we wanted this most important sentence in this. Everybody's said it? Everybody's had water?
I can see people sipping water, so I know it's been done. Yes, Julia, thank you for the thumbs up.
Thank you. Third question?
Yes.
It's not a third. So third question, Decree. Can you tell me what is the next step that serves all involved? Can you tell me what is the next step that serves all involved? Can you tell me what is the next step that serves all involved?
So all involved, this is, it's kind of like, with good for me with harm to nobody else, right? What's that line? I know it's not that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying
the highest good of all with harm to none.
Highest good of all with harm to none, right?
But this is serves all, meaning this is good for all. This is win-win for everybody because, and we'll just talk about it after you all tell me how you all are doing. But we spoke about Dharma on Monday. And Dharma holds the key to quite a few of these sentences that you all have mentioned.
Right. And SR is saying, can you repeat the 3 decrees, please?
Yeah. Can you
Fortunately for you, SR, this is a yes platform.
Can you tell me what I need to know? Can you tell me what I need to change? Can you tell me the next step in this situation that serves all involved?
Okay. Yamini's second question is, can you tell me what I need to change? And Anjali has written, there is a quiet in my head and heart, sort of a calm stillness.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Right. And Heidi, in case you didn't catch Nidhu repeating it, the third one, Nidhu, was, can you tell me what is the next step that serves all involved? Correct?
Because not a single thing can be done by any of us or anybody else without all of us being impacted. Every thought, every decision, every choice, every action, every feeling, every behavior, every desire, every deed is a stone in the pond of life where all of us exist. We all feel the ripples of whatever choice has been made wherever it has been made.
Right. And Namrata has written, felt a lot of anti-clockwise movement in the left eye. And Yogita says it feels like assurance to be more better. And SR says, can feel the intensity of headache and dizziness reduce gradually.
Nice. I'm glad. I'm glad. And be okay, my head. Be okay, my head. Be okay, my dizziness. Be okay, my dizziness. Do the cow.
हंसना भी जरूरी है.
बहुत. Now, we've asked very big questions. I shouldn't say ask. We have given very big question decrees. Either you've already gotten an answer or you will already be feeling better about the sentence, tried many things, not getting results. How do you respond to that right now? Just what's the first thing that comes to your mind? And while you answer that, Shilpa, you'll give us Dharma.
Oh, and Arvind says, I have got an answer by a thought. NS has calm acceptance.
Super.
So, oh, look at this.
Now you've gotten the answer. But the calm acceptance has already started as well. Aren't you feeling calmer and more accepting?
Right. Benifer says, I feel I can try again. Right. Lotus says, go for it, what you know. Chandrika says, yes, calm.
Something is already happening. Take a look at that sentence. Quickly run through the quiz. Is that sentence the most important sentence now, or is something else popping up? No, I'm sorry, keep the Dharma. And the reason that Dharma is here is because as a law, karma has no judgment. So karma is not saying you did bad, now you will have a bad result. Karma is just the physics that if I set something in motion, it will be in motion till it stops or it reaches the result. It is Dharma that holds the accountability. And Dharma is a law by itself. It is duty. It is an understanding. It is ethics. It is values. It is morals. It is regulations. It is the law and order along with karma. Karma works with dharma. So when dharma is upheld, there is reward. When dharma is not upheld, there is demerit. There is the opposite of reward, which is, well, no reward, and you don't feel so great. And the 5 attributes of dharma include everything good in humanity and humaneness. Dharma is the light. Karma is the law. Like I can't say gravity is good or bad. It's a law. I can say the sun is very hot in the afternoon, the sun goes down, it's a little cooler in the evening, but I can't say the sun is good or the sun is bad. The sun is following its own law of motion from east to west. But dharma is the light accountability of all of us. Dharma is the conscience that only human beings have, and fully functioning human beings. Well-being for all, kindness, justice, compassion, love. Well-being leads to respect, leads to oneness. Kindness leads to patience, leads to other things. Because these 5 attributes of dharma encompass everything incredible, amazing, awesome, wonderful that you can think of in humanity, including loyalty. Justice leads to balance. Compassion leads to empathy. Love leads to acceptance. When you have something like tried many things, not getting results, something in here or many things in here are missing. Well-being for all, probably the most. Kindness, justice, compassion, love. These are the 5 characteristics. And we've put an arrow in saying it leads to this, leads to much more as well. But everything falls in these 5 cups. In what you want as a result, are you fulfilling these 5 cups? Or are you being protected from the demerit of a self-serving agenda? Number 1. Number 2, anytime it comes to results and you get hung up on a result, you are playing God. I want to give you an example where I played God. And we'll take this off. We're going to come back to Dharma. We're going to do much more on Dharma and the 5 attributes of being successful. And that will also give you many, many answers. So on one of the rare occasions where I did step out and I was waiting for my car and driver to come, I felt this gaze in the back, and it's instinctive, right? I turn, I see a worker from this building standing there staring at me. And then he smiled. I don't know him. he smiles and kind of waves his hand, and immediately I know he's a predator. I know. My cab, my car comes, I leave. Now, without taking away from whoever I am not a nubile nymphet. And therefore, if this person is behaving like this with me, I do not know how he's behaving with the other girls and women we do have. It's a very big complex. And there are children, and there are girl children as well. I gave 3 decrees that day, and just 1 or 2 times. I said, predators, you can leave now. Predators, you can leave now. I said, what if all women are safe anytime, anywhere, everywhere, with everyone? And then I said, it's another decree. I said, this predator replaced by someone safer for all the women in my community. And again, just 2-3 times. In less than 2 weeks, I heard here and there, I started hearing stories of how somebody else had also said something. Somebody else had also said something. But less than 2 weeks, I think it was the 12th day. On the 12th day, he said something inappropriate, got caught, got sacked on the spot. Less than 24 hours, we have another worker, more gentlemanly, more respectful when speaking to women. And because I also was saying, but I don't, whatever it is somebody's job, it is somebody's livelihood. And when I look back, because I said, I played God, right? I'm going to be punished. You are punished. You will be taught a lesson in humility. You will be taught a lesson in how you will not get what you are seeking. And so I said, how did this happen? How did this happen? And then I realized that what I'd said was, for all the women in my community, I hadn't said, you got to keep me safe. I had said it in service of all. It is the only time I have played God with a decree. And so much, so grateful, so grateful, so grateful, so grateful, so grateful. That sense, right? You cannot play God. The results are only in the divine's hands. Not a leaf shall fall without his knowing. Not a wing will lift without his permission. What results are you trying for? Every time you work towards a goal, you will get a signpost. You will get feedback. Are you adjusting to those feedbacks? You know, where sometimes you're so hung up on the result that you don't see a small little broken, kacha, rough path over here saying, take this turn. Are you using the feedback loop? The feedback loop is a way we work with, is what we work with the decrees. That is all you need. You need your awareness and you need to work with the feedback loop. What's the feedback loop? We will do on Friday. It is also there in package A, because the feedback loop, chasing the light, working with the decrees, is what we will do on Saturday evening in the Saturn's Decrees crash course, where you can come as a pay as you like. But this thing with results is extraordinary because, of course, we get out of bed because we're looking for a result, right? But you are not alone and you are not isolated. You have plants, you have animals, and you have the divinity that created us all. The divinity that for 4.5 billion years has just been creating from the cosmic womb, in the cosmic mind, where we are the final results. We cannot forget that we must work with our divine creator. And this one, right? Tried many things, not getting results. I promise you, you are not listening to feedback. And in the Dharma list, something is missing. Maybe all those things are missing. Maybe your act is not an act of kindness. Maybe it is an act of control. Maybe it is not an act of love. Maybe it is an act of tyranny. Maybe it is an act of trying to prove something to somebody. It won't happen. Maybe it is an act of trying to feel more important. It won't happen. Maybe it is an act of, so I'll give you this example of a very big, gigantic international event that was happening. Didn't work out very well. But this international event, just before this international event was about to start, a senior person in the company quit. One of the partners quit. There were two partners. One of the partners quit, and the partner would take care of the various event details. Her partner said, you know what, I'll just hire 2 more people. We'll carry on. We'll do it, all of that. Hired 2 more people, got cracking, did the event, bombed. Because the thing was, I will show this partner, I don't need this partner. It will not happen. There is no dharma in that. The thing is, once upon a time, 3,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago, even 1,000 years ago, our results of karma and dharma could show up in other lifetimes. But time is running faster. There is more light available, which is why 3,000 years back, where somebody said you must meditate for an hour, and some of us still feel like we should meditate for an hour. You need not meditate for an hour. The meditation results of an hour can now be gotten in 20 minutes because time is faster and there is that much more light available to us because more awareness, more consciousness, more free will, more choice, more options. Check that list in what you are doing for your results. Check your intention. Check your tendencies. If you're not a sports star, please don't say that is your result. Is your tendency there? If you're chasing money for the sake of money, I'm sorry, it's not coming. If you're chasing money for the sake of your freedom and independence, little bit might come. If you are chasing money because that is the only way you think everything will work out in your life, it is not coming. There is no dharma in that. There is no service for all, because dharma is for all. Well-being is only not for you. Love is only not for you. It is for all. Therefore, this understanding in karma, where if I am stuck and blocked, there is something I am not giving someone else. Time, money, attention, affection, a smile, kindness, forgiveness, a flower, acknowledgement, an apology. There is something you are not giving. There, because your action is not to receive. Your action is to do. And doing is the same as giving. There's no difference. Therefore, if there is such gigantic stuckness, animal tendencies, first of all, ancestral lineage, and very demeritus sanchita. You cannot change sanchita. Nobody can change sanchita because you don't know sanchita. It is there, only held closely by the karmic committee and the DNA committee. You know sanchita only in what is showing up in your prarabdham. But you do not know. You do not know that you were Hitler. You do not know even 10 of the million lifetimes you have been in. Therefore, you must take a look at what is showing up today. What is showing up today? How is the fastest way to deal with tight karma? Because tight karma is stuckness, stress, blockages, blocked. How stressed do you feel right now? How blocked do you feel right now? tell me numbers decrease, we'll bring it down to 0. You'd have already shifted. I promise you something will be different in your life tomorrow. Your Sanchita karma will bring in a positive, meritorious karma for you. How much is your stress? How much is your blockages? Tell me. Let's do a number decree quickly.
Right. And Jayashi's written 9. And while others write that in, just want to, Chandrika wrote goosebumps, ma'am. And I second that. And I thank Chandrika for writing that, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us on the call are feeling that way. So before we continue, this is for you, Nidhu.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Goosebumps translated into clap.
Thank you. Thank you so much, my darlings. I'm also going to take a little bit more of your time, but we're not going to be talking about the packages. Take a look at the packages, my lovelies. Come. I'm going to be taking a little bit more of your time because I want you to leave knowing that something is going to be different in 24 hours. I want you to leave knowing one more very important thing about karma versus free will.
Right. And Nidhu, giving you, and also very quickly, if there's time for it today, and I don't know if you covered it for that period that I had to disconnect and come back, but because there's been this entire conversation around being humane. So what is is there a difference between being human and being humane?
Yeah, being human is what all of us are. Being humane is being the best of being human.
Where Dharma is right on top.
And where there is these 5 attributes, where there is kindness, where there is gentleness, where there is patience, where there is love, where there is well-being for all, where there is justice for all, where you have a conscience, where you have a sense and set of values, where you know how to be valuing someone instead of using someone. Animals use. And we also learn how to use, because in the end, all exchanges are transactional. You are here because you're getting something. I'm here because I'm getting something. In the end, it is this, right? Beyond a point, what do you speak about in family? When will the car come? When will the food come? When will the plumber come? When will the child go to school? Where are we going for vacation, right? It becomes functional. But along with that, your bedrock has to be value. And that's a humane thing. And again, I do not see that in very many people. Right now, the amount of humanity, I was going to do a humaneness reading, and we were going to do, you know what? I'm going to quickly do it while you all give me these numbers.
Yeah, the numbers are pouring in. So you let me know when you want to do.
Great. Let the numbers come, but let me quickly tell you this important thing about karma versus free will. Now, in order for us to take action, we need to have the freedom of choice, which is why karma is not applicable to babies and animals. They have no freedom of choice. Freedom of choice means I don't have a sense of compulsion. I don't have a sense of pressure. Some of y'all might be thinking of different ways to get out of a certain situation, and a pressure might be building. The moment pressure and compulsion builds, you are not in choice. Your karma needs to be completed. I got a WhatsApp call from an international number, and there are quite a few numbers like that on WhatsApp, on direct lines as well. Best to avoid, right? And yet, as I saw that number and I was going to ignore it, I have a body part that has a sense of compulsion. One compulsion started to grow, which means I have karma with this call. I don't have free will to take a different action. I took the call. T on the other end of the call, suffering with acute pain for 3 days, screaming in pain, painkillers not helping. She does not have an appointment. She has not paid for a session. And she was like, can you help? Puking all the time, that poor darling, 30 times she must have puked as we began the clearings. If she was not puking, she was screaming in pain. If she was not screaming in pain, she was puking. It was so terrible, like to see somebody writhing and suffering in pain. Relief would last a second. Barely would she catch her breath that she would start puking again. It took us 1 hour before some semblance of normality, not fully gone, some semblance of normality came in. We understood the story as well. We understood what had happened. And because I know that compulsion means karma, pressure means karma. Pressure means you don't have freedom of choice, meaning you cannot instigate a action of your choice. So at the end, to her enormous credit and integrity, she said, I have to pay you. Please let me know your charges. Now, animal part will say, tell her your charges. But I know that that compulsion meant, and not necessarily a karma with T, but a karma in that moment that needed to be completed. In that hour, at that end of that hour, I knew it was completed. But because it had to do with karma, I said there is no charge. It's okay. 2 days later, we get an email. I would like to send $100. Can you please receive it? And you see, because my karma is over and I have no sense of compulsion, now I have free will. And I said, I will happily receive. She had also mentioned something very beautiful. And she had said, perhaps this can also give somebody else a free session. Cannot say no to that. I said, yes, happily will receive. And I did receive. Because my karma got over and her started, where she had to give me some, need not have been me, because I said, if you feel too much about it, give wherever you would like to give. But she sent it to me. So this, when I ask you to make a decision, or I'm saying you need a different action, and this compulsion comes up, right? You have karma pending with this situation. It will take a while. Only in free will and that freedom of choice will you be able to know that your karma is completed. Animal tendencies, animal behavior, animal DNA, plant tendencies, plant behavior, plant DNA carries no karma, but it does carry programs. It carries traumas. It's not like animals don't have trauma. That bear who got his foot in a trap recovered, managed, but was his foot always okay? No. And if you belong to that ancestry, it will show up in your foot. So you might take very many different actions, but what is the biggest action you have to take? The biggest action you have to take is that you have to recognize that a balance and justice, dharma, is being carried out here. How do you maintain a balance and justice? We will do on Friday. Right now, tell me, what are the numbers for the stress?
Yeah. So Jeshi had said 9. Tanya said 6. Jolly said 4. Sonal said blockage 9. Deepika Alok said 4. Anjali 4. Nilesh 3. Vinita also wrote, really awesome, Nidhu. SR says, feel blessed to have joined this Zoom call. Ruchika says 8. Leah says 75, which I'm guessing is her score, but could be on 100, her stress. And DJ says hello. And our believer says 0 peace.
Is zero your reading?
0 peace, as in I am guessing no peace.
Oh, 0 peace. So it's 10. So it's 10, right? Okay.
And our believer, you need to confirm. I am, because Nidhu is asked for this rating. Yeah. So that's why I've seen it the other way. Namrata says blockages 10, lot of tingling in my lower leg and feet. I feel calm though. And Vinita says, feel blocked because of leg pain at 9. Lotus says 10. Indira says 21. Abhishek says 88, which again, I'm not sure if it's his karmic quiz score or he's rated it on 100.
Are you all rating it on 100? Just let us know. Because the biggest then will be from the 0 piece and 10. Let me just begin the count backwards. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0, including it for pain as well. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0. 3, 2, 1, 0, 0, 0. Check your number.
And, you know, responses or reactions or however you would like to put it is almost always instantaneous. Like while you were still doing it, I was
There's nothing
yawned.
But stay hydrated, everybody. You're going to share, Neelu, you're not going to share the numbers right away because I'm also going to, but let them share. Please share, everybody, because I'm going to do the humanity and the humaneness percentage, and we're going to bring it up to 100.
Okay. And our believer has confirmed that I am at peace, no stress. So 0 stress.
Oh, wonderful.
Right. And everybody else, okay, couple of zeros have already come, Nidhu. I said couple of zeros have already come. Oh, sorry, you're noting something. Okay. And AC, whatever your queries are, please put them in the Telegram group, please. And if you have not joined the Telegram group, the link to join is in the Zoom chat. However, if you've just logged in, you might not be able to see it. So I'm just going to quickly request Shilpa if the link would just be shared once more on the Zoom chat. And it has been shared. Thank you.
Okay. So our humane tendencies, our humanity is about 48%. I'm going to increase it. Have I prepared you all for not trying to get rid of animal tendencies or plant tendencies? Because
I don't think you mentioned it separately.
Let me say it. When you work on humane tendencies, the others will come into balance because animal tendencies are required. We need fight, flight. It's just that we don't want to be the animal in the human body. We need plant tendencies. We need the grounding. We need the rooting. We need the stability. We need the independence. We need the solitude. We definitely want to be generous. We also want to be unjudgmental. It's also one of the dharmas. So 48% humaneness being brought up to 100%. 48, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 48, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 80, 90, 100, 90, 100. 100% house full, 100% house full, 100% house full. Hydrate, everybody. And doing another quick check. So where it was 48%. Okay, it's gone up to 60%. How is everybody doing?
Nice.
Now, you've taken a number, which you took, right? When we did the stress and blockages clearing. Now you have received something else. Take another look at your number and give me the final set. You started at this, it became this. How much is it now? Tell me.
Right. We'll wait for that. And as Deepika just wrote in that Julia is peacefully sleeping, and she actually is. And I hope this is not gonna, yeah, she's still asleep peacefully. And you know what the best part of this is, Deepika, and because this has happened before on calls, even if you've gone to sleep, she's not switched it off. All the work is still going. It is still happening for her.
True. In fact, we have sometimes on our calls, dizziness, giddiness, wanting to close our eyes, feeling very tired. And I always say, please rest. just stay connected to the call. You can even put the call on mute, but stay on the call.
Right. So Indira says release happening. Lotus says dizziness gone, a 0 now. Tanya says 642. She's given the full set of numbers. It started at 6, came to 4, now 2. And Jeshi says having pain and heaviness over the eyes, and she had started at 9, by the way. And I don't know if she did not put in a intermediary number or a number right now either.
Yeah. So Jayashree, please do the cow or do the W, do the wiping with your right hand and have water. I mean, because I think you mentioned it on the group as well. There were quite some symptoms. So anything building up like this indicates dehydration in the body. Dehydration makes everything seem worse. Please have some more water. And in fact, for the other person who went from a 6 to a 2, I think it should be 0 by now. Please check.
That was Tanya. Vinita is 942. And one more digit added, and we can guess. We can just start randomly guessing people's pin numbers. So 9420. Okay. Nidhu Kadambari has written in saying that my child is unable to sleep as he has a very, very bad cough, breathlessness, and wheezing. Can you please help?
One second. I will just do something.
And she's also written that, but somehow I'm very peaceful and not panicking since I'm on this call. So no stress, but would appreciate a degree for him.
Which is really, what if he feels better? What if he feels calmer? What if he is calmer? And what if he does go to sleep? I'll just do one clearing for him.
And Tanya has said 0000.
Awesome.
You put it 4 times, so yeah.
Okay. Keep us posted, Kadambari.
Right.
I'm
And
glad you're at peace, at least. That also makes a very big difference.
true. Ruchika says I'm having dizziness. And Abhishek has written 2, headache almost gone.
Superb. Dizziness, again, lack of water. Dizziness also has to do with control. And because it has to do with the head, it has to do with dharma and ego. More on that tomorrow. But water, please. And definitely do your cow, especially W. Do your wiper. It'll start moving through very rapidly. You can also, when you have dizziness, also just very gently look down at your feet. So it'll send the energy down, because now all the energy is shot up into the head. Where it should have flowed down the legs, it's gone up. But trauma energy always rises upwards.
And Vinita, who had, I think, written 942, says, did the cow, pain almost 0. Hey, listen, Nidhu, all your future programs, now you have to put one footnote that this abbreviation, along with talking about plant and animal, me.
Done. Done.
One separate certificate just for me.
Done. One separate certificate just for you, Kamya.
Jayashree says less pain, but heaviness is in there doing cow. And Anuba says, is there a call tomorrow? And the next call is on Friday.
And Friday call, people come comfortably dressed in your tracks and all of that, because then we will do a little bit of like a warm up, like how we're going to do the calls from next week. We will like have a sample call of that. We do have some pending bits. We didn't get to use our felt pens today, our sketch pens and felt pens. You bring them again, because they are required for our working around being a practitioner and a successful practitioner. But I'm so sorry.
And also Dharma. It has connection to Dharma as well.
And also connection to Dharma. And this is our...
It's damn cool. It's very cool.
Shilpa, show us our certificate. So people, not going to do this to you after such a long call, not going to make you sit through a package, but take a look. It's really simple. You've got package B. We've got 7 calls. We've got 2 calls around the karma of health, 2 calls around the karma of wealth, 2 calls around the karma of relationships. And it is a workshop style training, meaning you will get to practice on your, that's our certificate.
I love what you are now: light chaser, wind catcher, storm runner, love gatherer, and qualified to help yourself and others in seconds and minutes with the decrees. Choose light, be the light.
Yes,
Signed by NBK.
yeah. So
It's a
7 calls.
very
7
cool
calls.
certificate.
Yeah, 7 calls. And now we will also have 3 kinds of turbocharged water specific to that particular work that we're doing. We will also be doing daily practice decrees, because whatever we're doing, so we will practice whatever we are doing in weight, we will practice whatever we are doing in wealth, we will practice whatever we are doing in relationships. You will also be able to get an MP3. I've not told you about sorry and thank you, even though we put it in our humane tendencies, but we didn't have time for it today. So we will do sorry and thank you on Friday. But tomorrow, I want you all to try this. You're going to have the poster in the group. It'll come on your email. I just want you to say thank you 22 times and see how your day goes. That's it. There's no addressing anything, just the word thank you 22 times. So all word medicine will lead you to karma completion, but some are even more specific to karma completion. Thank you is one of them. Saturn's decrees crash course on Saturday is another one of them. I am willing is another one of them. And what we're going to do with I am sorry is going to be another one of them. And you will see, my lovelies, your life, in any case, right? When you shift something inside, oh yeah, karma is the law of attraction. Jaise karni, waise bharni. But it also has to do with how you are thinking, feeling, which means it also has to do with your energy and your attitude. So however it is that you are, you will manifest. So karma is a law of attraction. It is the law of attraction. And therefore, once you've shifted and feeling and felt a little better and lighter here, it will show in your action, it will show in your results. And in any case, there's nothing faster when it comes to manifesting once you're using word medicine and the decrees. So Friday, come comfortably dressed. Tomorrow, we will remind you, say thank you 22 times and be okay. You're healing. It's healing. Cow, you have it. Use
And
it.
3-question decrees.
3-question decrees.
Right. And Nidhu Kadambari is written in saying, I've been trying since more than an hour that he goes to sleep, but you do a clearing and he sleeps within minutes.
I'm so glad.
Wheezing is still there, but thank you. So grateful. He's resting. God bless you.
So glad. So glad. No child should suffer. Nobody should suffer, but children especially, right? Because they have no freedom of choice. Can't say what I really need to do is sit up. Right? So, well, what if we have ESP and telepathy with babies?
ESPN, the sports channel.
ESP.
Huh.
ESPN. Did I say ESPN? ESP. So thank you very much, my lovelies. Remember, the packages are at like 90% savings. So where they would have been at 1,50,000 and 1,20,000, they're like 1/10 that amount.
12,000 and 50,000. 12,001, 15,001. And the package A is a pay as you like.
Correct. So
right.
All kinds of options available too. And in USD, that is about 184 and 205. Either way, it's a steal deal.
Yes.
Take it.
Right. And we'll share the details on the group for you to see our comfortably. It'll be there in the recall replay
Correct.
email as well.
Correct.
The links for that. And everybody's sending their thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.
Says,
Neelu actually prepared me for this. She said, I think we should prepare everybody And I said, we'll do a shorter batch of things, but the next thing you know, it's still this much time. But next time you have this thought, Neelu, we're definitely preparing everybody.
And look, I don't know about anybody else, but sometimes no, बहुत मजा आता है. I told you so. बोला था मैंने. And no, when it is with good things like this, it's, then for happily I'll say. So for Friday, definitely be prepared. There is so much. There is still so much more to know, to expand on between what has happened between Monday and today. And there is the palm work that is going to happen, which is you've had one experience of it on Monday. You have no idea there is more to it. So do come prepared and do take time and keep your snacks ready so that when you get the break, you're not scrambling.
Sorry. And maybe we'll take a 10-minute break, because remember, we're also working out a bit. The first part, the first bit of a successful practitioner, or even somebody who wants to do healing for themselves, or who wants to make it work in any field, is health. And for health, you need a little bit of an exercise and workout, which we're going to be doing when we start on Friday. So keep your chair, keep your cushions, wear comfortable clothes, keep your socks, keep your shoes handy, because when we sit in chair Vajrasan, at that point, only your socks are required, not your shoes. So looking forward to that. And I don't even know how to begin to thank you all for spending all of this time here, but it was absolutely amazing. And I want to show you how sweet and gorgeous the certificate is one more time. Make it yours, my lovelies. I will catch you on the group with saying thank you tomorrow 22 times. For those of you all who've picked up the package, the MP3 with 1008 times of thank you is already there. Today, perhaps you've already done quite a bit being here and doing this work, but play the MP3 tomorrow. Just see how your day goes. Thank you.
Awesomeness. Thank you
Big
so
love.
much.
Thank you. Big love, big hug. Keep drinking lots of water. Complete karma. Chase light. Be the light. See you on Friday. Namaste from India.